Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you for those who are waiting. I added some new commands to the Nightbot. We'll see if it works. Like, anybody can do it. It's not just the mods. You just type in command, exclamation, commands. And supposedly you're supposed to also be able to do dad, let's see, dad joke, like exclamation dad joke. Politics doodle. Let's see if the dad joke one works. I don't know which ones will work. Let's see. Oh, cool. So it's very clear. It looks like the video is very clear. Oh, Ziggy, don't tell secrets in cornfields. Too many ears around. Oh, hilarious. So if you want to joke, or let's see if the 8-ball one works. It was one I don't know if it worked. So how are you guys doing? Did you guys watch the behavioral panel with Dawn Wells? Okay, well, 8-ball doesn't work exactly like it's supposed to, but... So today was the first time I've ever seen Dawn shed a tear. I felt bad for him there for a second. But, I mean, it was obvious he was trying to deflect the whole time. His favorite answer was, I don't know, which is normal. Thank you, Savannah. Half of it, yes, you watched, says Betsy. Yeah, and so we got Gatlinburg, which, as we know, may be one of Summer's last places she visited. I'm kind of sad though that we didn't see any type of analyzation by the behavioral room, and that's a bummer, but you know, they got to keep us hanging, and we got one thing at a time. It would have been a very, very long video had they, I mean, it's smart because it keeps people coming back. It's interesting. They did end up asking him the hard questions. Well, just pay attention to the road lips. But thanks for listening. I do that all the time. I'm always listening to YouTube while I'm driving. The day before Summer vanished. Said Brian Laundrie might know where Don Wells was. And what? A lot of people are mad that they kept agreeing with him, but they had to keep him calm and comfy. They were trying to get his baseline, I'm sure. So they wanted to ask him, you know, normal questions, not about Summer, like about his life, trying to see how he is when he's calm and not nervous, or somebody, you know, see how he is when he's telling the truth. When we know he's definitely telling the truth. That way they can use that behavior to compare it to when, with his other, you know, how he's acting when asked about Summer and what happened that day and if he was involved. He threw everybody under the bus, though, except him. He even kind of threw Candace under the bus. They were in rapport with him so he would feel comfortable. Well, yeah, so I don't know. They went a little easy with him the first time when they did an analysis on him and Candace's behavior. And I thought it was interesting. We will play parts of it. But I thought it was interesting how Dawn kept saying, well, if Candace was here, too bad Candace isn't here to answer this or that, because she would know. So that was kind of his excuse to get out of some questioning. He would just be like, well, I don't know. Like, he said, I don't know to some very, some questions that he shouldn't be saying I don't know to. Like, oh gosh. What was some of the ones that they asked him and he was like, I don't know. And it was just, and they were like, you don't know. He didn't know his kids' ages, by the way. He was like, I think they're like 8 and 10, and he said the oldest one was 12. Weird, but he couldn't even say that Candace is the boy's mom. I know, that was weird too. That was another weird thing. Like, when asked if Candace was a mom, he was like, I guess, or something like that. It's just a weird answer. We deleted the Discord one because that's supposed to be just for like the members. So, and I changed the link to Discord so that I didn't realize when I was doing the commands for Nightbot that, like, they give you a list of who can do the commands, like everyone, mods, members. Well, I thought it was like who can see the commands. So I accidentally made the Discord one for everybody could see it. And so there probably was a couple people that entered that aren't really members, but I thought it was only the members could see it, not just, but it was actually only members could actually do the command. So he said something about how he would have told them I made a mistake. Yep. Thank you, Foxy Faraday. People are starting to believe he's innocent. What the hell? I don't know how they would get innocent from that interview, except that he did cry, and that was sad. I did feel a moment of sadness for him then, and also he didn't seem certain. He didn't give me off like a aura of certainness or being positive that Candace is involved, or not involved. Candace is, he didn't give me, like, when they asked him that, like, would she be lying to him and stuff, he did not come off very confident. Like, you would be confident in that answer. You'd be like, no way. But he was not confident. Call that crocodile tear fake. Yeah, I think that, well, when he cried, it was, you have to kind of take into the context of the situation. It was when he was talking about how someone was saying, like, but Daddy, I want to be with you. I mean, maybe he's crying because he knows, like, what happened to her. And yeah, he maybe feels a little bad that he knows something or what happened to her. And then thinking about that and repeating that, something that Summer said like that may have struck something in him. It doesn't necessarily mean he's innocent at all. Biggest thing I remember is when they straight up asked him, did you do something to your daughter? And he acted like he didn't hear them. Oh, I know. And if they don't catch that part and say something about that, when he said, when he asked them to repeat, like he was like, pardon, or he was like, sir, it was like he bought himself more time to react to that question. That's how I felt. Because they asked him, did he do something to his daughter? And he said something like, excuse me, or pardon, or whatever he said. It was like just one or two words to get them to repeat the question. It's like he bought more time to think of how he wanted to answer that or how he wanted to react. Supposedly he claims that one of the last things that he had said to Summer, or she had said to him, was, but Daddy, I want to sleep with you, or something, or I want to be with you. Was supposedly trying to get Summer to sleep in her own bed. Oh, I know. I can't wait to see their analysis. But I'm going to be playing it on probably 1.5 speed. I don't know. The first part is just them asking about his backstory and stuff. So I'm trying to decide if we should even play that, but I thought maybe like 2 of them would be the ones interviewing them, and then the other 2 would be doing the analysis. But I guess all 4 of them's going to be doing the analysis, because I thought that would be best if like only 2 of them interviewed them and 2 of them did the analysis. So like the 2 that interviewed them wouldn't have any type of bias or anything, because they were, there with them. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Savannah. Oh, here comes my cat that's always up my ass. You guys will always see him up here. Have to be right next to me. That's Ziggy, by the way. We'll see. I hope the analysis is awesome, and I hope that they do it thoroughly, and I hope they do it without any bias in how they actually are truly feeling about it, because the first time was not very good. Or maybe I'm saying it's not very good just because it didn't go along with how I felt, but it just didn't seem accurate to me. But yeah, lies that we know are lies. I read one of your comments, I forget where, Survey says, last night somewhere, and I was freaking dying. It was so good. I can't remember what it was, but I can't even remember where it was. Thank you, guys. He's a Bengal, silver spotted Bengal. You missed my... Hey. I like his belly. Come on, show him your bellies. Very soft, but he sheds worse than any dog or any cat I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know that dogs or cats really shed like that, but until I had him. What a belly. Thank you, guys. They say you're stunning. When I first saw him, I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have him. I was crying to my boyfriend at the time. I was like, oh, please, because he didn't want any animals. And we got him as an adult. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have. No, I probably wouldn't have paid what he would have been as what the guy paid for him when he was a baby. But he was moving. The person I got him off of was moving to Hawaii, and they don't allow Bengals there. very telling. Oh, well, thank you, Goldie. Yeah, I don't mind going without makeup. Actually, I go without makeup more than wear it anymore these days. My cat is Persian and sheds so much. She's called Baby. Aw. He is used to this type of interrogations, not from these guys, but he has studied these guys. Oh my God, that is all he said. Aw, thank you, Sky. And my cat's polydactyl, and he's 18. Wow. That's old, especially a polydactyl. I'll have to look that up while we're watching part of this video. Let's see. Actually, back. Oh, I know that's old. Oh, where their toes are different. Wow, that's interesting. They have like 6 toes. Okay, guys, we'll watch some of this video and then we'll stop every once in a while. And I doubt we'll get through all of it, but you think he was sedated? Yawa or Yaja? Process of finding home for kittens. Can't keep them all, unfortunately. And they'll keep procreating with each other too. And then next thing you know, you even have more and more. And so, okay, let's start watching some of this interview. And
you got water because I need it. Talking all week.
Oh man,
we do this usually at home, so we're not sitting in front of other people's cameras. I got some computer cameras sticking up in front of my face, so it's easier to do than sitting in front of this. Lights.
Yeah. So I know it's weird. So today went okay, you think, for the news people?
Who'd you talk to?
Channel 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been the guys who've been there before.
Yeah.
The British sounding girl of South Africa.
No, they sent different ones. I've met her before.
Yeah, I remember she had a weird accent for Tennessee.
Yeah. So. I don't speak very well, of course.
Well,
you're fine.
We're Southern boys.
Yeah. So
I'm trying. I mean, I've been through a lot of trauma when I was younger, and so I've had a lot of problem dealing with that kind of stuff. Feeling less than human kind of thing most of my life.
And Don, I think the piece that you want people to get is that you want people to know who you are, because the way we talk is, I would say, you'll hear me say, we are what we come from and what's made us successful to now. So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I mean, a little bit about me.
Yeah.
I was pretty much raised up in the county jails and prisons and stuff like that. That's where I found God, and I feel like He raised me. It's hard to believe you find love in a place like that, but I did, and people that had respect, and I found brotherhood, and people that very few, but there's a few that want to read scriptures and do the same kind of thing, and trying to get away from this kind of life and go to a godly kind of life. But there are a few, very few though.
Right.
It's tough. It's really hard. When you can find that, it changes everything.
Yes.
Forever.
Changed my life
forever,
for sure.
Yeah. So how long ago was that?
Well, it's been a long time since I've been in trouble, but I've seeked out churches and stuff that like the Seventh Day Adventist.
I know I've heard you say you lived in Utah, and there's a different animal out there.
Yes.
So did you deal with the Zion Curtain and all that?
Oh man, yeah. If you're a Mormon out there, you're fine. But if you're anti-Mormon, the Board of Pardons in Utah is almost all Mormon.
So if you're in jail there, you're
the Board of Pardons and Parole.
Yeah. Well, and I think just living there. But where'd you live?
Ogden, Roy area. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it, and I miss it.
Yeah.
So I mean, what I think is good is to talk a little bit about your background, and I don't mean jail time, but talk about where you lived and where you were, and because that gives people your speech patterns, what's made you, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Always had really good jobs out there and stuff. But for whatever reason, my parole officers, they never liked me. I had a job at Hill Air Force Base at one time, making really good money, had security clearance out there and everything, and they showed up out there 2 carloads deep, and my boss come to me, he's like, I can't use you no more, man. It was, and they got me fired, and that's the kind
What were you doing then?
I was doing construction.
So when you were working for a general contractor?
Yeah.
I've been in construction business recently.
Yeah.
I ran construction for a couple of years. So,
yeah. Just doing drywall, what I've always done.
Yeah.
Metal stud framing or whatever.
How long ago was that?
That was a long time ago. When I finally got out of that mess, I left the state as fast as I could.
Right.
I haven't been back.
Where'd you go from there?
I think I went to Arkansas. That's where I met my wife. And then my mom got sick, so we come out here. And
Your mom lived here?
Yeah, she was sick, had MRSA. And so we come out here to try to help her, and she, died. And so, but she left us the property, but we've had, 4 kids since then.
Yeah. How old's your oldest?
12.
And Summer's your youngest?
Yes.
Do you have your kids back? I know you went through some trouble with that.
Well, it got real dangerous at our house and I'm not using that for an excuse, but it did. It got real dangerous because of everything that was happening on YouTube and the psychics wanting to come on our property. Yeah. And we was telling them, no, you cannot come on our property.
How are they contacting you?
Through Facebook and stuff like that, whatever, and other people. The whole YouTube, Facebook thing was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And
I have to stop this every few minutes just because, we're not going to play the whole thing through when it's. But he mentions, it's really important to catch here where he says, like, with the boys, he's like, oh, it got really dangerous for a while with the psychics coming on our property and stuff. Then he says, well, how did they contact you? Or he's like, through Facebook and stuff. So were these actually people coming out there and actually going up on your property, or were they just, I don't know. I thought that was weird because later on he mentions, because they'll ask him again, like, who's been coming up on the property? And he's like, well, no one. He says nobody, except like there was a red truck that crashed out there. But you'll have to pay attention later and you can see what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I don't see that as dangerous, like psychics coming to the property, as long as they were not, going beyond where they should be, not going up his property, but maybe they were coming like to the drive or something, which is kind of creepy. But I don't know about dangerous. There was one psychic named, I heard about the Juanita lady. But just pay attention there with that. And then they'll ask him again, like, who was coming up on his property? And he says, like, nobody. He hasn't had any problems since Summer left or something like that.
People were trying all different kind of things. And then I found out, they were making all kinds of fake accounts and contacting people in Utah. And they were saying stuff back and forth. Probably a lot of stuff wasn't exactly true, or just making this whole thing keep going and going and going. So it got pretty bad and scary for a long time.
That's tough. That's tough. People you don't know showing up.
And there was
It's dangerous, actually.
Yeah, it was dangerous, and I didn't want my boys there.
Yeah, you don't know who's coming up.
Right.
Out in the middle of nowhere for a reason.
How are your boys?
He just said he didn't want his boys there. So basically he's saying that it was his decision to send them with CPS with the state. So, yeah, okay.
How old are the boys?
12, maybe 10, on down to 8, I think.
Okay. And they're off.
12, maybe 10, 8, I think.
Candace, the mother? Well, there's a gag order on the boys. I'm not supposed to talk about them.
Okay.
They're in custody.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully they're okay, and you get to see
they're
them.
fine.
Yeah, so
That's
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I went off the deep end. I
did it. Oh, I can totally understand.
Thank you so much, Peach. How are you doing? Thank you so much. But yeah, he's finally admitting he went off the deep end. I don't know if that had really anything to do with him losing the boys. Maybe it did. Here in a bit, he says, I can't really talk much about it because there's a gag order or whatever. I was told with that information, the lady I talked to claims that there was 7 reports in a year, and CPS was already way involved before Summer was, was missing. So, he wants to play it off like, oh, it just got really crazy because of the Summer situation, and we had all these crazies coming by the place, and it just got really dangerous, is how he wants to play it off.
Started drinking and other stuff, and just lost it.
Well, I think it's a hard thing to deal with. I feel.
But I'm back on track. I mean, no drinking, no nothing.
Did you get a prescription or anything for some help?
No.
No drinking, no nothing. He's back on track. For how long, Dawn? How long ago was that when he was sitting on the toilet on Skeezy's Live? Couldn't have been that long ago. A couple weeks ago? He's acting like it was a couple years ago, though. It was a couple weeks ago, probably. It had to have been a couple weeks ago, because my first video was exactly like a month ago, around the 6th or 5th of September. So, yeah, that whole toilet incident couldn't have been longer than 2 weeks ago. So, is he? So he's back on track all of a sudden. Wow. Cough, BS, cough. That prank speaks volumes, right? Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
Nobody can make you feel better about what's going on, but
Right.
we want to make sure that you get whatever you want to say out today too. And I know people have asked you your whole stories and everything else. How long do you live where you're at now?
About 12 years.
Okay, so most of your kids were born here?
Well, Josie was born in Arkansas, and then we moved directly here.
Okay, so the rest of the kids are born here.
Yeah.
So that's their home. That's what they know.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough on someone for them to go to.
Yeah.
So, and I have no idea about your house or how it's set up or anything else. How do you get to your house?
How do you get my house?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it from here. Don't give me directions. Right. But I mean, you're up a road somewhere. I know.
Yeah. I don't understand what you.
Yeah. So are you isolated? You can't really tell about.
It seems isolated, but we do have neighbors, and then you got the drug thing going on, and where we live at, you got certain groups of people, and I'm not going to mention by name, but you got these boys and those boys that are all related, and they think that they run everything. And a lot of people for years have run moonshine out there, probably manufactured meth and other stuff like that, and they think that they are the Bloods and the Crips of the hillbillies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have where I live. There's something very similar called cornbread mafia.
Yeah, that runs from here to through Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Cornbread mafia.
And they take that name and that title very seriously.
Yeah. So, have you had problems with them personally?
Well, we've always tried to stay away from that kind of activity and stuff, and stay in church and stuff like that, and stay positive. So I always felt like they looked at us as a target, and we've had people steal our dogs and leave their mutts.
What a bullshitter, dude. They asked him did he really just say, oh, we've tried to stay away from that, and that because of that, because we're the good ones of Ben Hill Road, they've looked at us as a target because we don't hang out with those type of people. Sure you don't, Donnie.
For as long as we've been there, we've got people come up and just take various things, steal our gas in the middle of the night or whatever. And there's only certain kind of people that are up all day at night, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
how close to you are they?
I say they're all the way around, but I don't know. I mean, I just know a few people, personally, but.
Is it easy to just drive by your house, come by?
Well, they have to go by my house to get to one area.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of traffic out there?
Yes. When things are, when stuff's going on, there's a lot of traffic.
Yeah. How close is the house to the road?
Our house,
Yeah.
we are Ben Hill's just down the driveway there, and then Beach Creek's out in front. But you'd have to go across the creek to get.
Do you think that from your door to the road is 100 feet, or is it 50 feet? Or
150 feet?
I bet you're pretty good at guessing distance.
Yeah.
when you're doing drywall.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I mean, we can see all the from if you go to our front door, our back door, or whatever it is, you can see all the way down Beach Creek one end. And you can go to the other side of the house, you can see all the way down Beach Creek the other way because we're on a hill.
Right.
So,
So can you see cars coming and going?
oh yeah,
And they can see up there easily, or is it?
yeah.
So if you're coming up the hill, how long before you can see your house? Is it hidden from other people, or is it?
You mean our driveway?
Yeah, your driveway.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of trees and shrubs and stuff like that, but in the wintertime when all the leaves fall, you can see pretty clearly. But right now it's secluded, more secluded. But,
Have you ever had any scares before? I mean, around your kids and that kind of.
well, we've had people come up, and say, "Oh, yeah, I was looking for my dog or my horse or, or various things before."
Were the children in the yard or
Yeah,
during that?
yeah, I've had people come up, on horses, all kinds of things, And
When was the last time that happened?
you know what? Since summer's been gone, we haven't had nobody around there except for, we had that one incident with the red truck that got hung up on the ditch there. And there was.
Do you guys just hear that? That's why I wanted you to pay attention when he said things got crazy. We had all we had psychics coming up to the property. And now he just said, since summer's been gone, we've had nobody. I wish I could
It was actually.
rewind. I mean, I can rewind, but it was just, it's crazy how he says that. Oh, since summer's been gone, there's been nobody. But yet earlier on the video, he wanted to act like it just got so crazy there for a while. And it was just so dangerous because these people were coming by the property. We've heard him say that before. So which one is it? It can't be both. It can't be that nobody's been by to now, except this red truck that crashed out there to, it just contradictions.
I asked the police if I could take pictures. He said, "No problem, Mr. Wells." And I was taking pictures of the side of that truck, and some woman popped her head out. And I was like, wow. And she just covered herself back up and laid back on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when was the last time before summer was missing that you had people up at your place? That somebody showed up, you know what I mean?
I'm not sure. It's probably been a long time, so I can't really remember. But I'm always gone. I'm always working. And I don't know these people, but
Does Candace know them?
No. All I know is the people I work for, and that they've become like they're the only ones I know.
So is Candace there all day with the kids?
Well, if they weren't in school, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started getting involved in the Seventh Day Adventist, Robin and stuff would invite them to go do this and that.
Who's Robin?
She's the one that would hold summer in church all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they was always going and doing things with the church whenever possible.
Yeah, other people from the church come over and help.
Yeah, David's been over a few times, our pastor, and David Dotson's been over a couple times.
Does Dave ever babysit or anything?
No.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Well, we let him take the boys to the golf course when all this first happened.
Yeah.
Just
That's
to try
a
to
good time.
help us out and stuff.
How long have you known him?
Well, he come from another church, and he just kind of popped in and got to know Summer a little bit before she got gone, and then he met some girl in some Baptist church and started going, I guess, to church with them.
So he would come over and hang out with her and play with her and stuff?
Well, no, not until after she disappeared.
Oh, so she didn't know him very well before that?
Well, she met him a few times.
Mhm.
Summer did, and Candace did. And they got to know Robin and everything.
But mostly at church?
Yeah.
Was there a daycare thing at church?
No, not a daycare. No, but they do have their own private school.
Did your kids go to that private school?
No, we was trying to get them into it. Yeah.
They go to public school?
No, it's a private school.
Okay, they're going to
Oh,
private
yes, sir. Yeah, they do go to public school.
Okay, yeah, and you were just trying to get them into that private school.
Right.
And is there a waiting list or something?
No, it's
Just
about money.
Oh, yeah, no, I
what
get
else
it.
you can-
Yeah.
I get it. I was a soldier. There ain't no money in being a soldier.
Yeah,
I get it.
but they teach them a lot of good Christian ethics and stuff like that.
A lot of
I
Sunday
wanted that.
school. How long was the church? How long was the Sunday school part? Do the kids go to Sunday school?
Yeah, no, it's Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what do y'all call
Baptist.
that?
SDA.
Yeah. What do you call it? So it'd be Saturday school?
Yes, sir.
Do they really?
Well, we would go every Saturday to church.
So they call it Saturday school? Or is it just church school?
Well, yeah. They always say Happy Sabbath, because that's the Sabbath day.
Yeah. Well, how long does the Saturday school last for the
And
kids?
we'd be there at 9:30. Well, we got our first class. It runs about an hour and a half, and then we go to the big to the big room together.
And the kids are separated from everybody?
Yeah, the first class, and then we all join together in a big room. And
So they have different. I guess you got different teachers.
yeah, with Robin and other ones that teach the younger ones, and there's a lot of kids there. They're extremely happy.
Yeah. How many classes are there? Do you think?
Well, you got your younger kids, and then you got your, I'd say there's about 3 or 4 different classes and age groups.
Are all the girls and boys that are at Summer's age are in the same class?
Yes.
Who teaches that class? Do they have a?
I can't remember her name. I know Robin. I think maybe Robin teaches the youngest ones.
Yeah.
So she was her teacher.
I think so. Yeah, and that's why she was so proud. To give Robin that little yellow necklace and the bracelet. And so proud.
And Dave was the preacher at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did he ever teach him or anything? Did he ever do a?
David.
Yeah.
Our pastor.
Yeah. No, you about David.
Okay, you got David Dawson, and you got David. David, our pastor.
David, the pastor. Yeah.
The pastor.
Yeah.
He teaches the adults. Like I would go to his class.
Yeah.
And my wife. The older ones, and he's got an awesome class. Love it. Absolutely love it.
But never kids. You never work with the youth group or anything.
Not the pastor. I don't know what he teaches in their school.
No,
I'm not familiar with that too much. I've been there, but I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
So who else did you guys interact with aside from the church? I mean, I know you were not home much, and I will talk to you a little bit about that. But it's tough.
Really nobody, because drywall takes up pretty much all my time.
Sure. Yeah. And you drive a fair amount?
Yeah, up to work. Yes.
Okay. How far away do you work from?
Well, it depends. I might do a house in West Virginia somewhere.
Oh, gotcha.
Or it might be anywhere. My next house is coming up beyond Boone's Creek up here.
When the incident with Summer happened, when Summer disappeared, where were you working then?
See, I was in Jonesboro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jonesboro, which?
Yeah, Jonesboro.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know this area very well.
Yeah.
How far away is that from home?
Well, it takes 45 minutes to get from there to my house.
Okay.
And so up 81 all the way, and that's where I was working. And previous to the day someone come up missing, I fired a guy because he was extremely out there.
What was he doing?
Yeah.
He was just out there.
What kind of out there? I know you got to be careful.
I think meth.
Okay.
I can't prove it.
Did he take that well?
No, he was extremely mad.
Did he know where you lived?
Yes.
And have you heard from him or seen him since?
No. Our investigators have talked to him, and he's talked, I guess pretty well. But I mean, the day after Summer had come up missing, he called my boss and he was crying and saying some really oddball things. My boss has a really good memory, so he remembered every word of it. And,
Like what was he saying?
like my kids, let's see, the hills have eyes. I got too close to that family. What was the others? I got too close, and my kids can't see me in the back of a police car again. See, he worked for us 7 years prior, and he went through all the different crews. And he worked with me for a while, and it's kind of the same thing happened.
How old is he?
He's like 36 now, I'd say, somewhere in there.
You don't know where he is. Huh?
I know where he is.
Yeah.
He'd been to your house with you?
Well, yeah, I had him come to my house and park his vehicle so that we could ride together all the way out past Chucky, way out there somewhere, past the airport, way out there in farmlands, way out there, yeah. So we rode together way out there and done a little house and rode back. But, I just noticed he started getting irritated and just every little thing. This man, I give him 50%. Who does that? Give him 50%, and all he has to do is show up every day.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts, coming up with excuses why he can't make it to work and stuff, and giving me trouble. And then the day I fired him, he was, doing a pan like that there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he spent probably 2 hours on it. Well, it should have took 20 minutes to coat that with mud, first coat. And we were supposed to do something else, and he just jumped on that, and he was speaking under his breath and just carrying on. And then he comes to me with a pan of mud, and he says, "There's all kind of trash in there. Get it out there and give me some different mud." So I was like, "Well, okay." I threw it away. I got him some fresh mud, and he come back at me again. He's like screaming at me, "I told you, did you put it back in there or what?" And
You're familiar with that kind of behavior for somebody like that? It seemed like that was kind of
I looked on YouTube of all the behavior that somebody on meth would have. Only one I can remember is hyperactive.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Okay, now we know he's so full of shit. He looked up on Google or whatever you said, the internet. What's going on with Nightbot? He looked up on the internet how people act on meth. Shouldn't he know from personal experience? His lips are really red. And somebody said said that he looks like, his lips look like Santa Claus. Oh, backyard gardener. I was put in timeout for saying Dawn admitted to SA. What a sad thing. Really? Is Nightbot doing that? Everything's disabled for spam on Nightbot. I just double checked. Did somebody accidentally do that? Because we don't usually put people in timeout and stuff like that. Oh, was anybody actually put in timeout? Or were they talking about another channel? Yeah, he tested positive for meth. Yeah, I don't think you guys have, but I didn't know if somebody was. Is it? I just checked Nightbot though, and it's not. All the spam protection and stuff like that with Nightbot is disabled. Oh, did they? Oh, okay, good. Okay, I was worried, but no, I thought it was hilarious that he said that he had to look up how people act on meth. Like he does not know. Okay, really. I think they were putting time on behavior panel. Oh, okay, good. I just want to make sure. Because if I didn't know if Nightbot was causing issues, and if it does continue something like that, I just wouldn't use it because I don't want people to put in timeout over things they say. Aw. Thank you. And I'm sure they appreciate you saying that also. Don was testing it to make sure it was meth so he can tell the boss on him. Yeah, he was trying to play all innocent, right? Don is his dealer. It was during the live. Okay.
But he was screaming at me, just go home. I'll take care of this job. I got this job. I'll handle it by myself or whatever. And I thought about that, and I went to lunch. When I come back, I don't believe. Get off the job. Don't want to work with you one more second. And he didn't like that too well. And then he called my boss with what I was telling you, what he was saying and stuff, and called him probably 100 times. Tried everything in the world to get me fired. Told him all kinds of things. And I told Jesse, told my boss, I said, see, that's how it is every day.
Yeah.
So how many times had he seen Summer before?
A few times, and my wife was concerned about the way he was looking at her. She had red flags about that.
What did she say?
She said that he was just kind of looking her up and down, like, it bothered her. Now, she mentioned that to me before all this happened. So the very next day, she comes up missing around 6:30.
So when did you leave your house?
When did I leave my house that morning? I'm not sure. It might have been about 7:30, 8 even.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And this, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay,
like I said, I need you to. I know they might be pushy and painful at times, so just take it where they are. When was the last time you saw Summer?
That morning when I woke up, because she was sleeping in between me and her mother.
Okay. Did she wake up?
I was kind of laying on her foot a little bit and stuff, and I was like, oh, my back.
Did she wake up?
Did she wake up? No.
Okay.
No.
I wonder what she said to you last thing she said. What are the last words she ever said to you? You remember?
I'm not sure if it was that night or not, but I remember, clearly, I was like, Summer, you got to sleep in your own bed. And she come back with big old crocodile tears in her eyes, and she said, Daddy, I want to be with you.
Painful. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I know. But they can't sleep with you forever, They can't sleep with you forever.
No.
That's how kids grow up, is by you doing that. So you didn't do anything wrong.
No.
We want you to know that.
Well, it's interesting. The other day, all this stuff going on, when it was so bad, everything on YouTube was so bad, I was begging God. I was like, Lord, and I was on my knees. I was just at the end of my ropes, and I said, God, I just want to be with you. And that thought came to my head just like that of what Summer, and I just started crying.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And not knowing is tough, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we obviously have to stop it here. This is the first time I've ever seen him cry. Kind of made me feel bad. But then I found it very interesting when he said, he was praying to God and he said, God, I just want to be with you. And then he said he saw Summer, or saw, all of a sudden automatically saw Summer saying, Daddy, I just want to be with you. It made me think it was like, almost like God was saying, well, your daughter wanted to be with you, but she can't now because of whatever allegedly you guys did with her. So that's how I thought of that. I was like, when he said that, it's like, well, you want to be with me, but your daughter wanted to be with you. And so he probably does have feel bad a little bit. Hopefully he feels a lot bit bad, but I want to see emotion from Candace. Seen zero. Now, Chris McDonough said that he saw her break down. And I thought that would have been important to show, but maybe he told her he wouldn't show it. But, some of it. Obviously not all of it. But at the time, I think Chris was definitely sympathetic of Candace. I don't know if he is still, I think, a little bit, but I'd rather be wrong than say I feel bad for him. Yeah, I felt bad for him for a split second. I really did, and then when he described how, he was praying to God, like, God, I just want to be with you. And then all of a sudden he sees Summer saying the same thing about, I just want to. That's heartbreaking, but I don't know. Like, I hope if he is having these thoughts of harming himself or whatever, I hope that he gets some type of help. I don't want him harming himself. I want to know where Summer is. And I really worry that we would not find out where Summer is if something happened to him or Candace. Maybe Dawn knows that something happened with Summer, because he doesn't act confident once they get to the part when they start asking him if Candace could have done something with Summer or whatever. They ask him twice. It comes up. One time he's more confident than the other time, but I don't know though. I don't think so, because I feel like if he knows of something that Candace did, then there would be no way that he would be able to be around her daily if he didn't have anything to do with it. But yeah, if he's partially involved, then, if he secretly knew something happened with Summer while on Candace's watch, and was trying to cover for her and keep her from getting in trouble. I don't think he would be able to live with her day in and day out. Like, he would end up probably hurting her bad, irreversible. I know I would probably, if I was in that situation. That's why I think by the fact of him, if something did happen with Summer, well, on Candace's watch, and I feel like Dawn had to have been involved somehow. He can still be involved or know something and still have these moments of guilt. Maybe he's sober here. You know, when you're sober, you are able to feel your feelings much easier. I love that they ask him, you guys will hear here in a little bit, they ask him what prescription was filled that day. He doesn't answer it. He says, I don't know, or doesn't remember, of course. Like, I don't know is his favorite answer. He knows, okay? He knows, because I know that's a question that FBI's asked him, or TBI. He knows. He just doesn't want to say for some reason. I've wanted to know that answer so bad. Hey, Chase. All the neighbors say he says he doesn't know are his literal cousins and step cousins. Wow. Don't remember, don't know. I don't know. He did say at one time him and Candace were not getting along at all. Oh, really? Well, yeah, you're right. He did say something like that. And also, they threatened to call the cops on each other all the time. If you remember, and even Cher mentioned something like that, where Candace threatened to call the cops on Dawn, and she said that's always stuck with her, that she's wondered, like, what about? You know? What's he know about what happened to Summer? Why are they threatening to call the cops on each other? I mean, I cannot believe what you said about Chris McDonough. Right now, I'm so angry. I'm sick to my... What did I say? What did I say? Like, in a bad way? What did I say? That was made you angry and sick. I'm trying to think. Someone posted a weird video Don had post on his Facebook. It was a girl on summer swing, some older lady in a chair. Did anyone see it? Yeah, we played it last night. They sent it to me. It was odd. It shows you, though, the property. I don't know if it was him trying to show how the property and see how easy it would be. I don't know. To me, it just showed that how difficult it would be to get up on that property and take somebody. I've never seen, I would never. I think I misunderstand. I think she meant something else. I think it was just wording. Because I wouldn't talk bad about Chris. I wouldn't support Dawn either, so I don't know how it been towards Dawn. No, that was supposed to be what he said. Oh, okay. You meant, I cannot believe what he said about Chris McDonough right now. I'm so angry. I'm sick to my stomach. Oh, yeah. What he says about Chris McDonough during this interview. Yeah, of course he knows. Yes. He said the SA victims had admitted to lying. No, they hadn't. He even admitted to doing it himself. I know, right? I guess he means with Trish. I don't know, guys. I'm confused with the whole Trish thing. Did Trish accuse him of molesting her or not? Or essaying her. Sorry, I shouldn't try not to use that word. Oh, awesome. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah, he's carrying out his promise to try to hurt Chris's reputation. His eyes look sunken in like he's been crying for days or suffering from deep depression. Yeah. I tried to stop it on that part right here because that's the first time I've seen him cry. Trish did not. No. He set up a paper tiger with the whole nieces accusing him. He was trying to say it was a lie because it never happened. It looks like he's been up too long. He looks like somebody who drinks a lot to me, who has tired eyes, and like people that drink a lot, their eyes get tired and looking. Trish said her grandpa had her sit in his lap, and her mom came in and made her get up. Oh yeah, made. So on Dawn's lap. Yeah, I remember that. Trish said on Unmasked, he felt her up over her clothes. Trish said he essayed her mother. Dawn admitted to Chris it was true. Yeah. Yeah, the drinker's red face. Soon he's going to get the drinker's nose. Like, it's weird. Like, alcoholics, their nose will get really big and red and, like pores and, like, it's weird how it happens. I think reality is setting in for these folks, but every time I think that, something else happens, wackadoodle happens, like a potty video or Facebook post, right? In my opinion, he wears a lot of guilt and shame on his face. Yeah, that's probably why he's crying. It's like he feels guilt, and I'm glad. I'm glad because Candace doesn't seem to have any guilt. Then she took it back. Ugly Santa nose and Santa lips. In my opinion, having Chris's channel taken down will not tarnish Chris's reputation, just make Chris stronger. Yeah, it will. It will make him stronger and know, be more careful next time. Sucks, though, because I don't want him to be, if he ever gets a channel back or whatever, I don't want him to feel censored. But my only other suspect is the flute player, which is his name's Jaja says that her only other suspect is the flute player, which is David Dotson. And of course, in this video, Dawn puts blame on David Dotson, possibly. I think he throws everybody under a bus. David Dotson, even he says Candace. I mean, even Candace, like the stepsisters and, Chris McDonough. Have you rewinded or have you missed much? A little bit, but oh my gosh, of course I'm getting a million notifications at once. I hate how that happens. Why doesn't Ski's other channels get taken down? I know many have reported him. Has he gone live yet on them? Maybe once he starts going live on them. Who hasn't? Oh, who are you talking about? Dawn? Yeah, he does. We played the video from it. He has a new account, just Dawn Wells on Facebook, and there's no picture, but you can tell by the posts that it's him. We will never find Summer unless C&D cracks. They have hidden her somewhere, and no one will ever find. Believe me, hell, people know places to hide. Yep. I mean, Rose has never been found. Rose Bly didn't get the attention that Summer has gotten, though, and hopefully that will be the difference between, the difference between the cases. And hopefully that will equal Summer being found, hopefully safe. I mean, if my child got gone, LA Plus behavioral panel would be all up my ass, not my husband who was working. Yeah. I'm sure Skis was taken down. Oh, yeah, he was taken down, but he has backup channels that will also be taken down if he starts. It was funny because we watched a little bit last night. He tried to play it off like, I'm decided to take this opportunity to, I've chose, like he made it like seem like it was his choice what happened to his channel. Well, thank you, MC. Find the blue tub and you will find Summer. Oh, wow. You feel like she's in a blue tub? Well, fall is here. The leaves are falling. Everything is opening up. Yep, the bush is going to be gone. So why isn't Ellie organizing a search for Summer? Yeah, hopefully with leaves falling and stuff in Tennessee, yeah, hopefully that will result in her being found. But if it's for that, finding her in that way, then that means and she's not going to be alive. But if she's out there in the wilderness somewhere, the backup channels names are like Blood Money TV, Blood Money Benny Keys TV. The other one is his Nomadic Trek one. He could have hidden her in one of the houses he is. Yeah. Hawkins County is corrupt. That's what a lot of people are saying. He could have hidden her. The blue tub is next to the trailer door. Dude, if they end up finding Summer on the property, I'm going to freaking lose my mind. There are lots of old properties and lots of old wells, places nobody goes. Where was it they ended up, who was it that they were looking everywhere for this child, and then they ended up finding it, like, the child deceased on the property somewhere, like months after. Oh, I hope that's not true, but Evelyn on the property, baby Evelyn. And wasn't the parent involved? The father? And he was on there too, like on video, just like, yeah, wouldn't it have an odor though? That's, yeah, you would think. I guess depending on where she was put. Hawkins County Sheriff claims there are no other missing kids in that county and that the Ben Hill area isn't a drug den. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not true. In Tennessee, under a trailer with the Boswell case. Was it Tennessee? He thinks these guys don't know his results. Dawn posted a girl on Summer Swing, a video. I wonder who that is. Yeah, somebody sent me the name of it, the person or the father of that girl. Isn't it from, are they from that advocacy thing? Like, what is that advocacy, I can't even say it, group that is supposedly helping. Or maybe, hey, Glitter, can you post who that If you know who that person is in that video, can you post who it is here? Or what their relation is, or to Dawn and Candace? I mean, they're not related, but as far as relationship, yeah, we can. Are they related? Are they from We Can Bring You Hope? Glitter, do you know that, or Doodle, or Hakuna, or whoever? Shannon Matthews was hidden under the bed of her uncle's for ages. Oh, gross. Oh. It was the mother. 20 miles or less from Wells. It was the mother. I need to watch into that. Oh, gosh. I hope they do. They're not from I Can Bring You Hope? Okay. Doodle is trying to find it. Evelyn's dad is military and wasn't around when she went missing. Candace gave up hope right away on Summer. Yeah, because they know something happened to her, so they allegedly, in my opinion, know something happened to her. So, of course, they're not going to have any hope. No, yeah, same. Okay, Dale Terry, a Facebook friend. Yeah, so I guess, which they have like eight kids. It's a lot. They have a lot of kids. Dale Terry, I think, is the father, right? That's a guy's name, right? Check the septic tank under the house in Granny's trailer. There would be no smell. Shannon Matthews was hidden but alive from Scotland. She goes on trial next September. Oh, yeah. They also have a cistern for their water supply that I'm sure isn't maintained, probably slowly poisoning them all. Who knows? Maybe that has something to do with why the boys were taken. I don't know. I mean, that's not what I was told, but water is one of the criteria that you have to have. I'm going to turn on this light, even though it's going to put up. David Dodson was not a mortician, but he's also was not just a mortician, but he's also the head of cemetery of East Lawn Cemetery. Oh, did they give him his job back? Didn't he lose it for a while or something? Dale is the woman in the video. The little girl is her granddaughter. Oh, the girl's name is Dale. Evelyn's mom pulled this same lying crap, but thank God it was in another county. So they want to search the camper. Maybe grandma left because she knows that they're lying or that they did something to Summer and she doesn't want to be around them. Hopefully, though, she's telling law enforcement that she has a bad feeling about it. If she does.
I can tell you from experience, I feel where you feel.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for you.
Well, I mean, God's in full control.
Yay, thank you. Can you take the truth? If this was up, then you would see it. Like, I get these cool little notifications every time. And it like dings and does cool little things. But I appreciate you being so calm in this case. You rock. Oh, well, you rock. Thank you so much. So nice of you. Thank you.
What did Candace say about that morning? What was she doing?
You know, I hadn't really heard from her except for she had to go to town to fill her mom's prescription. And so I called at some point until I was going to go home. And she says, well, we're still got to wait for the prescription. And
what was she getting?
Like something for her mother. I can't remember.
You know what the prescription was?
I can't remember. But so they was at the lake. And then Hunter and his, I guess they went, she called and says, come by the house, you know. And then she begged to take Hunter to the lake with them so they could swim a little bit.
Yeah.
Seen them videos. And then I took her back and said everything was okay in that situation between now.
Yeah.
Which situation?
Sir.
Which situation? Sorry.
With Hunter, Allie, Candace. I took Hunter to the lake. Everything seemed to be
I saw the little video of them playing in the water.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Yeah. And then what happened? I mean,
well, when Summer, you know, when they went back home and everything, and then, you know, now I wasn't there, of course,
right.
But according to my wife's story, which I believe.
Yeah, you ever had a reason to not believe
no,
it? Okay.
And with her emotions, she's this close to going off the edge. It's bad.
I'm sure
it's bad.
Sorry.
And so there's no way in my mind, I believe her.
So, and you said you were talking about Hunter?
Hunter and Allie and all them had a
good
great relationship up to everything was fine.
Yeah. And then
everybody's happy. You know, and then so she goes home, she eats the groceries out, and with her story, you know, washes a load of clothes and everything, and they plant the flowers, and you know, she gets a piece of candy from her mother or whatever, and they wash their hands. I guess they had some water on the tailgate of the truck.
The reason why everything was fine, and this, of course, because they believe you guys did something to Summer. Probably. So that's why things were fine, and then they weren't. Because they probably think you guys are involved or know something. Duh. I mean, that seems like a perfectly valid explanation to me. Except, I mean, obviously, if they thought you guys were capable of such a thing, I can't believe that they would be friends with you. But hey, that's not the issue at hand right now. You know, we can't really go back and change the fact that they were letting their 14-year-old son and younger, because who knows how old he was when they started, but hang out with a damn near 40-year-old woman. Weird, but and allowed her to give him alcohol and stuff to probably, in my opinion, make him, you know, try to groom him. Just my opinion. Or try to, I don't know. It's sick. I don't even want to think why she was trying to get a 14-year-old drunk. I don't understand why she would. I mean, even if he asked, like, you know, and I don't believe it was just one either. I really don't. I think that I think Hunter lied there because he doesn't want, and the mom probably told him to lie about that because they probably don't want Hunter to be looked at like he could have been drunk and did something. I don't know. Which I don't believe Hunter's involved. I just find it weird that Candace was wanting to. Supposedly Hunter contacted Candace, right? I don't know. I've heard both. Hunter contacted Candace. Now, if we find out Candace contacted him, that's really weird. Have to get me real drunk. As long as she still loves me. Maybe she was planning on saying he was intoxicated and his series of events are off, but then people are outraged, so she acted like she didn't give it to him. Well, I think her, you know, giving alcohol to a minor is probably the least of her worries. She doesn't want to admit it because it's a crime. but in the grand scheme of things, it's very, very minor in comparison. Unless it was used in trying to get him buzzed or drunk to take advantage of him, then that's very creepy and very, not so minor. Dawn says Candace contacted H. Yeah, that's what he says. I mean, at least that's what she wants to tell him. But you got to remember, too, that Hunter claims that Candace got a call from Dawn while they were out and about and told Candace to be quiet, or told Hunter to be quiet. Only instances I can think of that is like if you're dating a controlling guy who doesn't want you around other guys, so you're telling that person you're with, like, be quiet, like, I don't want to get in trouble. It's almost like that's what she was doing. Like, Candace, or for some reason Dawn didn't want Candace around Hunter. Maybe he thought something weird was going on, maybe he didn't like how Candace acted around this kid, because that's what he is. He's a kid. And if something did happen, like I was told it happened, allegedly, then it's not Hunter's fault. He's a minor and he can't consent. He's 14. He's not even, I mean, at least Dawn says it. Dawn's not very good at ages. He might be 15 now, but at the time he was 14, right? It could have been even younger. Who knows what time at age it could have inappropriate behavior could have started, but
A gallon of water there and then rinse their hands off and everything. Summer wants to go in the house, and the boys are in there video gaming. And of course,
How far away is Candace from the house?
about 25 feet. Her trailer's about 25 feet from her trailer to our door.
Mm-hmm. What's the trailer about?
What's that, sir?
What's in the trailer?
What's in the trailer? Mm-hmm. Well, grandma and all her.
It's a travel trailer.
Travel trailer.
Okay.
All her stuff,
So the boys are playing.
Sure.
So the boys are playing with the game.
Right. They're upstairs playing the game, and and my one son told me, that Summer wanted him to go down and play with toys with her, and he's like, "No, Summer, I'm playing this game. I'm not going down there." So she goes down there by herself. As far as we know, I mean, that's the last she was seen was by her boys.
So she went down there, and there's two ways into that room, right? Down the stairs,
right,
or a back door.
Right.
How tall was the back door knob off? I mean, you pretty
well, she could open it, no problem, I'm sure. But the boys would always leave that door open all the time, and we'd tell them, "You got to keep that door locked." But they would leave it wide open all the time. We go down there, the door would be wide open, or unlocked.
That's common.
And
what's right outside the door there?
What's outside the door?
Yeah.
The driveway that goes by, the small piece of, small porch, and the driveway that circles around, and then you can see that generator right there, and that dog trail that I wasn't aware that dog trail was even there, but it goes straight down to I could pick up a 40-pound sack of potatoes and go down that trail probably in about 12 seconds.
Okay,
so all the way to Ban Hill Road.
Could somebody drive around the house and you not hear him or see him?
It happens all the time.
They could drive around that back door there?
I've went and drove all the way to the top and honked the horn, and nobody can hear me. Like, somebody help me get groceries.
Yeah. Okay. So what about this dog trail?
Yeah. I mean, TBI. Well, can we back up to?
Yeah. Back up.
Back up to. At some point, Allie and Hunter and then find out that something's gone. They completely flip on us, on Candace. And I don't understand that, and start making all these crazy accusations and everything else. And,
what were they saying?
I can't remember everything that they actually said.
Did you talk to them directly?
No, they won't talk to me. They won't talk to Candace.
What were the ideas? I mean, what was the concept of what they were saying? What were they saying? She did something, or?
I really can't remember. All I know is they really turned on Candace big time and flipped on her.
Right then.
Right at that point. Yes.
Had they had any reason in the past to have? I mean, people live close to each other sometimes get on each other's nerves. Did that happen at any point?
We never lived close to each other. We just invited them out for their kids' sake, because their kids don't have a father, and they're troubled kids. They live in the city. They can't get out and play like they could there or anything else. And we don't understand why Allie and Hunter flipped like they did at all.
But what did Candace say they said when they flipped? Was it?
You know, I wish I could remember, and I wish she was here, and I wish I could answer them questions. They're all on YouTube, and I can't remember what all it is because they made all kind of videos. You know, I know they was in the parade. Our church made a banner for Candace, and it was in the parade, and he was walking down there, and Allie and Hunter was in there going, ha ha, they got your daughter, ha ha.
Who got your daughter?
That's a good question. Who's they? Who was they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got your daughter. Who was they?
I really have a hard time believing that. But if that was said, then that's really horrible. According to Reverend Dawn and Candace took Summer and gave her to the people that had looked at Summer when they were at Gatlinburg, I think. And Grandma would have been with them. Which somebody made a good connection. You remember that Donna said that the guy who bought Summer or whatever, allegedly, in her reading, she said he looked like, and this is a lady, Donna Serafina is a lady that is a very, she's made some very accurate predictions. You have to check her out. She's not like one of these just, 99% of the psychics or whatever you see on YouTube. She's actually the real deal. She's actually worked with law enforcement, legit. She has, and she's been dead on as insane. But she says he looks like somebody from like the old black and white. Is it Daryl from Bewitched? Was it? Yeah, Bewitched. That's who she said, right? From Bewitched. And somebody's like, because Don posted on his Facebook a conversation between him and somebody named Daryl. Somebody's like, is that who Donna was talking about? I was like, oh my God. But she said that the person looks like Daryl or Darren. Okay. So they got it wrong. It's Darren. Okay, sorry. So she said it looks like Darren from Bewitched, the black and white Bewitched. Yeah, she is amazing. Actually, Sweetie Pie is like texting me right now. I feel bad that I haven't been very good at texting people back lately. The original story was Allie and Hunter said, haha, you lost your boys. That's the story per Candace. Dawn was not there. Yeah, she's good. Swear David Dawson kind of looks like Darren. So, some people were comparing him and thinking maybe that would be crazy. She said the person dressed like in a top hat and stuff and like was dressed up like it was a very creepy reading. I hope to God that's not what happened. It's way out there if it's not true. I mean, can't even imagine somebody just like coming up with this stuff. So yeah, the videos on Summer is on Sweetie Pie Lowe's channel, which I'll post here in a second. Everything Dawn has is fed to him by Candace. He wasn't there for anything, always at work, blah, blah. Yeah. That's why he's always like, I don't know. If Candace was here, then I wish Candace was here. That's his excuse to be able to say, I don't know to everything. We still think it was an accident and they covered it up. That's what I thought for the longest time. That's what I really believed at first. I was just so sure of it. And then, I can't ignore, it's not just Donna's reading that's making me believe that. Believe that they sold her. But I mean, you got to look at Dawn's past too. Like, he tried selling his youngest son. I mean, that's a fact that happened. He was actually standing on the street with a sign, right? Like, wow. That's pretty ballsy. Oops. Donna is saying about her selling her for sex, and she said that she has passed. Oh, yeah, she said Summer's not around anymore, which is horrible, but she also said sometimes the spirits don't show her who it really is to protect. Yeah. Have you ever watched, yes, Aphrodite, Aphrodite. I always call him Aphrodite. His reading was, he did it months ago. Check him out. Yeah, I've watched him. I can't remember exactly what he said. Can you kind of give an overview of what he said happened to Summer? Oh, I'm not going to listen to her reading right now because we're going over this. I've already gone over her reading before or listened to it. I played it on here. We've talked about it so much, and I mean, we can go over it again. I was hoping. I talked to Sweet Pine. She claims that Donna's said that she's going to doing another reading on Summer, or has done it or something. So I'm just waiting and hoping that that's going to be coming soon. I should ask Lauren if she has heard anything more about it. Yeah, the reading's 45 minutes long. It's quite graphic too. So I can't just go from this to that. I would have to have people warned, and it would have to be the I would want to make sure I label the video correctly and stuff. He kind of asked is this a cult? People need to see it for themselves. Yeah, she did say that. It's horrible. All right.
It's a really good question.
How old are they?
Hunter's just like 14, and he's always come up and give me hugs, and always been really, and
has he been that way with Candace as well?
Yeah, and always everything just seemed fine up to this point.
What about Allie? Same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who's Allie?
That would be Hunter's mother, I think. And there's Sherry, and we just don't know why they flipped suddenly like they did. And I can't remember all the hateful things they said. I just don't remember, but I know it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone loses their kid, and then for them to say a bunch of hateful stuff like that on top of it, it's just like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I know that's
I don't understand why that happened.
Yeah, and it began immediately.
Yes. And then
where were they when
I guess they was at their house. But we know we give Trudy, one of their daughters, a dog, a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing we knew, it ended up back up there.
Oh.
So they brought it back up and dropped it off?
Right.
No. Afterwards?
Yes, after it got grown and they didn't want it no more.
Oh, so this is after?
That's before Summer
came missing,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you drove from, I'm just trying to get my head around what kind of gap you have in time between the time you saw her and the time you got back.
I probably made it home in half the time it normally would, because I almost lost it in one curve. And I was able to pass in double yellow line all the way without hindrance of any kind. I was able to fly. Didn't get stopped one time, or didn't have to slow down not once. So I know I made it in probably at least 25 minutes.
Were the cops there when you got there?
I think there might have been one or two cars, if I can remember right. But when I first come to the house, I knew they was looking all over the top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove straight to the bottom property and down to the creek.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed my neighbor walking this way around the hill, and I see my 3 boys together on this side of the hill, and my heart just sunk right then. I knew she was gone. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew she was gone. Because I knew, and that's 25 minutes later, and nobody's found her. She's gone. So I turned around, went back up to the top, and I think there was 1 or 2 cop cars there, if I remember right. And they started asking all kinds of questions. I kept trying to tell them she's gone, she's not here. And just like I don't know. Then more cops kept filtering in, and then we had all kind of people with trailers and stuff, SUVs, and they literally blocked bottleneck Beach Creek, Van Hill Road. You couldn't go nowhere.
How much time had passed from the time you got the call till that happened?
From when I first got home, and then I'm talking to the cops up there, and then, another 20, 30 minutes, and everything just starts getting bottlenecked. You can't even leave there.
When did you see Candace after all? When was the first time you saw Candace after you got this news?
When I first pulled up there, she was freaking out, and
yelling, screaming.
Really kind of funny. I look back on that. I had her on Messenger the whole time. Never lost her. That's really odd to me. In that area.
What do you think caused that?
That's a good question, because I don't know how I could have kept her on Messenger, because she got in her mother's truck, drove all around and asking people. I watched her. She was driving her mom's truck. I had her on Messenger, and she was driving all in the area, looking everywhere for her in her mother's truck. I don't think I lost her the whole time, all the way.
What was the first thing she said to you in person, though?
So I says, when I seen her, I can't remember, because there's cops questioning her and cops questioning me, and probably trying to keep us apart, probably.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So what do you? I'm going to ask you some questions. They're just out there. What do you think happened? And what do you think happened?
I don't know. I just think it's so weird and odd the way Allie and Hunter acted after she got gone. That just blows my mind right there. That's very suspicious to me. And the way that McDonough got involved with them.
Who's McDonough?
Chris McDonough. Chris McDonough got involved with them, and the way that he played into their lives like they were gold. That blows my mind. Literally.
Makes sense.
And I don't understand that.
They asked, what do you think happened? And he brings up Allie. Why does he never answers questions directly. Maybe that's just a habit of his. When he doesn't want to answer the question, he kind of just veers off. I mean, I know he's suggesting that Allie may be involved. No, I'm guessing they stopped talking to you guys and turned on you guys because they think that you're involved, just like the rest of the world does. I mean, most of the world that know about the case. And I put up this comment because I thought I didn't see that, but what a freaking sicko. Benny was in the chat earlier when they were interviewing Dawn, because he put Dawn Wells for president. What a dumbass, dude. He put Dawn Wells for president in the chat. What an idiot. He didn't answer a single question directly. It was maddening. It's like he lost his place in his script, and then he asked if he could go back. Yes. Sorry you're late to the party. You're good. But welcome, Tinky Tink. I like that name, Tinky Tink. He doesn't answer questions. He's seeking revenge. Yeah, I know. He is, exactly. That's what he's doing. He's mad at Allie. He's mad at Chris McDonough. He's mad at Hunter, I guess. He's mad at his stepsisters. So anybody that he's mad at, he's accusing of possibly being involved. Don, just because somebody doesn't like you or suspects that you did something to Summer doesn't mean that they're the ones who took Summer. You know that because you know where Summer, in my opinion, you know what happened to Summer. So you know that's bullshit. So now you're just taking the opportunity to try to, make Allie look bad or Chris McDonough. I mean, really? You bring up Chris McDonough trying to seriously implicate Chris. So you're trying to basically say that Chris knew who Summer was. I know, right? He told Chris that he beat all the cops there. But now he's telling them that 1 or 2 cops were there? When you contradict things, I mean, it's normal occasionally to maybe contradict yourself. Because none of us are perfect. But when there are several contradictions and it's a pattern when you talk about something, a specific, occasion in your life or situation, if there's several contradictions that seem to happen when you tell a story, then that part of the story is obviously not correct. Something shady, you rehearsed it and you are messing up part of your story. Because there are things that that's not something with his memory or anything, because there are things that Dawn tells us or has mentioned that he has never deviated away from, ever. He's stuck to it, and it's the same every time he tells it. During those instances, he's probably telling the truth. Then things get kind of blurry and shady and off track when he starts talking about what happened to Summer, because he says things like, he starts accusing, he really accuses like his stepsisters, but at the same time, he's really implicating Allie and Hunter too at the same time. It can't be all these people. I mean, even threw David Dawson somewhat under the bus, and Candace, he's not. There's definite contradictions in his stories, and I'm trying to think of more. There's it's constant. I just want to find Summer. I wish we could find Summer. That's what's so frustrating, because they know. I know they know. My opinion. Yeah, he can't even get the time right. He can't even get his kids' name or ages right. He couldn't even get Summer's age right. He can't remember 5:30 or 6:30 because Summer was gone way before they called the cops, probably. I mean, didn't the neighbor say she heard the scream at 4:30ish? And didn't right after she started seeing Candace pretending to freak out? I say pretending because that's what I believe. I mean, we all know Candace can put on a show. You guys, I wanted to mention something. I forgot to tell you. I'm glad I mentioned that because it just reminded me of something. Today I was listening to AB on the way to, I was taking my daughter to go get some food, and I was listening to AB on the way. And while I was listening to AB, he was playing that, famous hoax call of Candace's. And the one that many of us believe, that thought, that we believe that Dawn got arrested, and we're like, wow, why is she crying so hard over Dawn? She didn't cry over, Summer. And my daughter goes, which my daughter's heard me talk a lot about Summer Wells, so she knows that she's missing and stuff, but she had never heard that call, and she goes, why is that lady fake crying? I was like, wow. She had us fooled, but didn't fool my daughter. She was like, why is that lady fake crying? Can you freaking please stop it? It's annoying. That's what she said. Oh, thank you, Ash. Yeah, his eyes are bloodshot. That's alcohol. Yeah. And if his daughter was really abducted, and I couldn't blame him for being messed up all the time. Well, actually, I can't blame him now because I believe they know if they did something to their daughter and they have any type of shame or guilt, then maybe they are using alcohol and drugs to try to cover that guilt. But I have a hard time believing that they have much shame or sober anyways. I just don't think anybody who's normal in the head could do something to their kid like that. He's hungover. Yeah, probably. Right there with you. Your baby's awesome and smart. Yeah, she's like, why is that lady fake crying? Can you turn that off? It's annoying. Hunter may not be involved with anything, but a woman throwing herself at a 15-year-old boy, you never know. I have had to confront women for nephews before and was told someone has to teach them. Yep. Yeah, it happens all the time. You wouldn't think that. I mean, you don't hear much about women being sexual predators, but they're out there. They are. It's crazy. It's you always think it's the men, but I hope you can't even trust women around your kids. In that way, I don't know, it's gross. I don't see how anybody could be attracted to a kid, but I can't even be attracted to any guys in their early 20s. It's just weird to me, but she proved her acting getting Dawn to race across multiple states because she had moved in another man. The whole story is sketch too. Then Dawn comes back and they just decide to all party together. Actually, I guess that's their everyday thing anyways, is getting drunk. So it's probably same shit, different day. Oh my God, that's funny. I must have read your first sentence and that's why I said that. Same shit, different day. Once again, Don is victimizing his sisters and holding the world responsible for his past actions and misfortunes. Don can't take responsibility for his own actions. No, he can't. I mean, that's obvious with that recorded call that AB was playing today, when Mary called Don to let him know that, Mary to let him know that Jeannie was pressing charges, and he was just like, not taking responsibility for it at all. Yeah. So weird. Don drinking with Jose. Hey, Levin. He doesn't know numbers, but he knows numbers. You have to do math to do sheetrock. Calculate, measure. He plays stupid very well. I don't trust anyone around my child. That's probably a good thing. Yes, I agree. She does have some. She's like, in her mind, she's like Hunter's age. So that's why just look how she takes pictures. Like, she's all gangster and stuff. She acts like somebody you would see that's a teenager trying to act cool, you know? I know, daughter missing and they do this fake call. Just wow, they don't give a hoot. Aw, thanks everyone for being such an amazing chat. Where is Glitter? Is Glitter here? Hope I didn't upset her by not playing that. I keep checking out there because I keep thinking when my boyfriend gets here, I just want to make sure I turn off the camera. Then he was laughing with Shar wanting pay preview for, yeah, it's just weird. Nobody does that when they're innocent. You don't, and normal in the head, you just don't do that. You don't joke. Anything related to your daughter being missing is not a joking matter at all. Yes, and she has, if you go to her Instagram, she has a couple Instagrams, and one of them has teenage boys in the picture, and they have a beer in their hand. She's taking pictures of them, like throwing up gang signs, and just, I mean, really? Who would post that on their Instagram? And I wonder who those boys are. I think the panel set up Dawn by giving a good first panel. Did you hear the questions at the end? I think they will be really hard on him. I hope so, because last time they weren't. None of these players are normal. It took 20 minutes before Summer's name was even said. That panel didn't impress me at all, right? They'll probably say he's being truthful. Dude, I will be so bad, but she follows a lot of teens on TikTok. It's so weird. I'm still betting the behavior panel says he has no signs of guilt. Lillian Glass is a real expert. I wish she did YouTube. She said he's guilty as fuck. Oh, really? Where'd you see that at? Where'd she post about it at?
Okay, so you're getting back on the right track.
No,
I got you.
No, we want your thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have to ask you some hard questions.
Yeah.
So what do you say to somebody who says, no, you're involved, your family's involved? How do you respond to that?
Well, for 3 months, I spent on the phone for 3 months. I accepted every friend request there was. People want, well, I'm your friend, we can report you. And, for 3 months, I stayed on the phone day and night trying to find the baby, because I figured Facebook's the best tool possible to help find her. And but there's this group on Facebook combating this the whole time, and we don't know who this group is or what they're up to, but it seems like they're trying to throw everything off.
What were they saying?
All kinds of stuff, creating drama, trying to throw the blame our way. No, you did this, you did that.
What's Candace doing this whole time?
The same thing.
Yeah.
On Facebook. She might have been a little smarter than that, but I reached out to Facebook and YouTube and stuff to help find Summer, and they crucified us. And so I'm out of it now. But for 3 months, that's all I did. So we didn't get no sleep the first 2 nights at all, and stayed up all night on Facebook. We don't know who we were talking to.
Yeah.
Could have been the police, could have been the kidnappers, could have been who knows who.
So you feel like she's been kidnapped, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
By who? Don't know.
Why do you feel like it's for sure? Why do you feel like it's
Because she would never leave our property. She would not even leave around the house, because there was times when she was younger that she would just take off running, at the church, especially. And it's like, Summer, you can't do that. There's bad guys and stuff like that. And
So have you talked to her about how to talk about those situations? Does she understand stranger danger and those types of things?
Yes. I think we got her pretty well under control as far as that goes, especially around the house, because Summer, there's bears, there's bad people, there's wildcats, there's wild dogs, and we just keep going through the list. And so she would never go far.
Yeah.
And even when her brothers, we taught her brothers, if you're going to go down to the creek, you have to be together at all times. And we bought them each a pocket knife. And so they might go down the creek as long as we knew where they were, but she might go like halfway down the hill to watch them, but she wouldn't go all the way with them. She would stay at a safe distance, and when they started coming up, she would come up to the house first.
When she'd go off by herself, and let's say she get in trouble, when she would get in trouble and do something when she wasn't, what did she mind? Did she mind?
She minded well. I've never had to discipline her or anything like that. I could just say one word to her, and she would just break down in tears. I'm like, Summer, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I'm so sorry.
That Candace is the same kind of relationship there.
They had a great relationship. Well, when Summer was born, she only wanted me for a long time, and if I come home from work or something, she would not want her mother. She wanted me. She just wanted me for first 18 months or so. And I never expected anything like that.
Yeah.
But Candace, so I'd be at work all day. So Candace would take her to the park and all kinds of stuff. She got to spend all kind of time with her, doing, that's where all them pictures come from.
Yeah.
And she was proud of her, and she built a good relationship with her that way.
When she didn't mind Candace, did Candace punch her or discipline her?
Never. No. I mean, the worst we've ever done is like, with our boys, really. Some are just.
What do the boys do?
Well, the boys will fight a lot.
Yeah, everybody spanks their kids.
For sure.
But the worst, we'd make them do timeouts. Yeah, you have to go over there. No TV, no games. That's the worst thing you can do is pull the games from them.
That's tough.
So every family has drama. Every family has drama. I mean, if somebody tells me their family doesn't have drama, I'm surprised.
Right.
So tell me about yours. What's the worst drama you ever had? I'm going to probe just because.
Our worst drama is probably related to drinking. Okay. Candace and me drinking, and that it can escalate and stuff like that.
Is there any violence ever?
Violence? Nah. I mean, there's been some violence, yeah, but I got in trouble a while back over that stuff. But I was the one getting beat up.
Okay. So how long ago was that?
When I first come back from Utah, we had Allie left Jose there, just dumped him out there and left him.
And who's Allie?
Allie and Hunter.
Oh, that's in people.
Yeah,
Okay.
she wanted to be with that Jose guy, and she just dumped him off at her house.
And who's Jose?
He's just some guy that I don't know where he come from. But
how long ago was that?
I don't know, a year.
So it's been a year ago. There's a guy named Jose. How well did you know Jose?
Sir?
How well did you know him?
I don't know him at all.
So he stayed at your house for a while?
He stayed at my house while I was in Utah.
Okay.
And my wife was trying to make me jealous, so I'd come back, and it worked very well. So I packed up everything in Utah and come back, and I flew across the country in my little truck and got back, and we was having a few drinks one night, and we almost started fighting, but he was calling me a cheater and said I did this and said I did that, and
in your house.
And every time he'd say something, my wife would push me. He'd say something else, my wife would push me. She just kept shoving me. About the, I don't know, 5th or 6th time that she shoved me, I had a beer bottle right here, and so I pushed it out of the way, and I grabbed that beer bottle, and I was going to hit that guy. Yeah. But instead, I just threw it somewhere else. So they called the cops, and so one thing led to the other when the cops got there, and they told them I had a gun in the glove box, which I did. I said, yes, sir, I do. It's a black powder gun, which I'm allowed to have, but you can't have it in my vehicle.
Right.
And I kind of forgot about that. But to me, with everything going around in our area, it was the safest place and most effective place to have it. If something happened to one of our kids or something. Sure. Yeah. But we realized alcohol and all this stuff's not good. And
where were the kids during all this?
Probably downstairs.
You think when you say probably, they were? Or you just
I don't know where they were exactly. Yeah, I don't. It was later in the evening, so I'm assuming they're downstairs watching a movie or something.
Okay. How'd that resolve? How'd that get fixed?
Oh, they took me to jail. My mother-in-law told them I put real bullets in the gun, so I was facing 10 years, mandatory minimum.
Ooh. Wow. Stuff. How'd that get resolved?
I had to hire the crazy thing about that whole thing was I'm facing 10 years minimum mandatory, and I said, Your Honor, please OR me. I'm begging you. And that man OR'd me.
Wow.
I know.
So what's an OR?
On recognizance. No bond. Just promise to appear, and I couldn't believe that, but that man OR'd me. He sure did.
Yeah. You got blessed.
Yes.
Somebody's looking out for you?
Yes. Yeah. So I was able to get a gunsmith. They told me to get a gunsmith and show them that was a black powder gun, which I was able to do. So they dropped it all down to a misdemeanor, and I was so happy. I was like, please let me sign it before they change their mind.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't fix the problem.
So I want to know why this charge is not on. If it was dropped to a misdemeanor, why isn't this charge on his record? Because it's not there. I've always been confused by that. Oh, cool. Thanks for checking it out. I need to add I have a lot more stuff I need to add on there. I just bought a whole bunch more, headphones, like wireless headphones that I'm going to be posting. Oh my gosh, I have so much more to post. I'm so behind. This Jose guy is more than that. Jose guys is one more that is questionable. The Fook guys was discussed. It made me question him. My daughter's screaming for me, so I'm going to play the video now. She's asking for toilet paper. I don't know how she goes through so much toilet paper. It's unreal.
You and Candace, though.
Well, no, I mean, well, that night, Candace's mother told him pack his stuff up and get out of there and leave. And so she hauled him out of there that night.
And how long ago was it? About a year, you said?
Yeah.
Seen him again?
Huh?
Have you seen him since?
No.
How old is he? About
I have no idea.
20s, 30s, 40s?
40. No.
Has Candace talked to him since?
No, she didn't want nothing to do with him. It's just she was just trying to make me jealous to come back home.
Okay.
Because I was trying to talk them into moving back to Utah.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do. I had a good job up there, and I wanted to sell the property and move back up there, but she didn't want no part of it. So she won, I guess.
yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. That's what that is.
But that's fine. As long as she loves me, that's all good.
So did this guy have anything? Did he ever interact with Summer?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure they did. I mean, you know.
How long was
I
he
don't
there?
know. I have no idea. Allie, when I went to Utah, they went out of state, but Allie and them wanted to spend some time with them, and they moved, you know, all their kids in there for a few days and had their fun or whatever they did. I don't know. And so everything was fine up to the point that I don't know what happened between Allie and that dude. I have no idea. But she dumped him out there and left.
So I'm like some more hard questions for you. Did you have anything at all to do with your daughter's disappearance?
Sir?
Did you have anything to do with Summer's disappearance?
No, sir.
Do you have any idea where she might be?
I wish to God I did. If I did, we'd go get her. I'd call TBI or whatever and say, look, I did this, I did that, I messed up. I'm like, please go get her now. I would have done that one time. I would have done that day one.
Do you have any
No
reason?
point in lying.
Do you have any reason to believe your wife knows anything?
No, I don't think so at all. She's too tore up.
Do you think she'd tell you if she did?
Yeah.
If she been in a state where you could ask her that and she may not remember if you
I've
were.
asked her many times, what about this? What about that?
What about what?
You know, like, what about her mother? You know, and this or that. And what about this person? Her mother's ex lover, some woman. I asked her that the other night. And she's already in an old folks home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, she loved her daughter. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. So what do you think happened to her?
She was kidnapped.
Do you think there's something that you did that caused somebody to behave that way?
Well, with
This is one time when they ask him about Candace, but yeah, he wasn't very confident here, but there's another time they ask him about her, and he's definitely not confident. He says, I don't think so. You would be so much more confident. It's showing to me guilt. I believe Don Wells is responsible, maybe his wife, mother too, and yeah. Now they start with the good questions. Misdemeanors cannot be expunged, only felony charges.
Look.
Caitlin, I'm on. Sorry, guys. Oh, thank you, Bethany. Exactly. His head shake and his mannerisms change when talking about Summer. Says no, but his head shakes yes. I know. And if they don't notice that, really, to the question, did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance? He shakes his head yes, but says no. He lied and said Allie called Candace begging to take Hunter. Why the F do we care about him fighting with Jose? Here's the cat again, up my butt, as always. Why are you always there? If it was lowered from felony to misdemeanor, it can be expunged as well. Yeah, you can get your charges expunged, but that's if you don't have charges and stuff. But he has such a long history. I don't know how that would be possible. Yeah, he was already a felon. Hey, Scott and Greg, I think Don Wells is a liar. Initially, now I have fur all over my face. Initially, his wife told news she was outside when her daughter went missing. Don Wells told you she was inside. One muffled scream neighbor heard. Yeah. they kind of question him about that too. They're like, was she inside, outside? And because he's makes me wonder. I believe something happened this summer at the swimming hole, and Candace and Dawn did something with her. Yeah, my cats hate it when I'm working at the computer, but I can lay in bed watching YouTube and they'll ignore me. I know, right? They won't cuddle when I want them around. Yeah. Only one charge can get expunged as a first offense law to help those that actually. But what if he has tons of past charges though? Yeah, why isn't Candace talking? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Candace is smarter than Dawn. I don't know. Or maybe Dawn's making it so she can't. Both my dogs are on top of me right now, trying to stop me from typing. Yay! Hey, Monica. Chris McDonough, he does so much good in this world for missing or harm people. Yep.
Criminals don't really have to do anything. And I don't, this has been brought up before. Maybe I owed some drug debt or something. I'm like, I got money in the bank. I don't need, no.
Who would think you have a drug debt?
I have no idea. Well, this is what TBI asked me.
Sure. They're going to look at everything.
Right.
Yeah. So you're in the
at the time I had $3,000 in the bank. Why would I?
Yeah. So you think somebody got her?
For sure.
How would they do it, do you think?
It'd be easy enough to sneak up that dog trail and stay hidden in the tree line. You wouldn't hardly be able to notice anybody there, especially if they had camo on. You wouldn't even see them. And they just have to wait for the right second for somebody to step out that door or go into the basement or whatever. Our neighbors, at that time, heard a scream, and she thought it was a really weird scream, like somebody had her mouth covered the whole time, and she was trying to catch a breath, kind of a scream. She could scream loud.
How close was that neighbor?
Well, from the bottom, from Ben Hill Road down at the bottom, their driveway's directly across from ours almost, and it just goes straight up to their hill, and we live on this hill.
So you don't think Candace would have heard that?
No, because I can pull up in our driveway and honk the horn, and they can't even hear that if the TV's going inside and everything like that. So Candace was inside the house searching, looking, going through the basement and everything else. War summer. And
I mean, when for the scream, so the muffled scream, she would be able to hear it from the front yard. But they could hear
well, if she was outside, yes, but if she was inside, no.
Was she outside or inside?
Well, we don't know for sure. She was looking all through the house or where. I'd say she's probably inside.
But when the scream happened, do you think?
Probably, because if she would have been outside, she probably would have heard it. Yeah.
Is there anything about Candace's story that makes you question the story?
No, not the way it played out and everything like that. I mean, yeah, you always have questions, and I'd ask myself, but the way that it happened and her emotions and her state of mind.
What were the questions that you had?
I mean, I don't really have any. I mean, I don't really have any questions. I mean,
did you talk to your boys about what happened?
the questions? Yeah.
Go ahead with that.
My one boy feels bad because he didn't go downstairs and play, and I was really down one day, and my other son comes and he says, "Dad, it's not my fault." I says, "I know, son. I know it's not your fault." I had to tell him I'm sorry for whatever way I was acting,
Sometimes you get upset when you get a lot on your mind.
Human.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So when you had questions for Candace, let's get back to that for a second.
Yeah.
So what were you?
Mostly about Allie and Hunter and their family and the way they turned on us suddenly. After as soon as summer got gone, they turned on us, and I don't understand that. And I don't know the whole story. And I wish she was here and I wish she would answer these questions.
Yeah,
because she knows firsthand. I don't.
You got to remember something. You got to tell us something.
I don't know. It's like they blamed us right away for her disappearance. Like we've done something. You did something to your daughter or something to that effect. I can't be sure word for word, but I know it was something to that effect.
Yeah, I know you've been talking to everybody on the planet, but there's going to be some.
Right there, he was saying, "Oh, how I wish Candace was here answering these questions." Santa Lips is a liar. Oh my gosh, hopefully. I bet something happened and she died. They covered it up. That's what a lot of people think. Ask him if he doubts Candace on a day he's mad at her. She'll be added to his list of abductors. He's not confident enough in this interview, for me, like, he's not confident enough. Like, he's not defending Candace the way which is normal. Like, he sounds doubtful. He doesn't seem confident. He's not reacting like somebody who truly believes somebody is not involved. You know, he says he's questioned her, but then when they ask her, like, well, they really kept trying to push, you know, like, what did you question her about? You know, they really wanted to know that. But once again, here he goes back to Allie. He's upset with Allie, so he wants to make them look bad. It's not going to work. I mean, it's not like I don't have my own feelings about Allie and them, but I don't think that they did something in the summer. And that's the most important thing here. Whether or not I feel like they made mistakes or should be letting their son hang out with Candace and stuff like that, that's irrelevant, really. I believe, in the situation. Because I don't think that Hunter or Allie's involved. And Dawn's just mad at him. Like somebody said, he's mentioning everybody he feels has turned on him. No, these people have turned on him. Once again, I'm going to say this. They've turned on him because they believe he's guilty. Fine, Summer Wells, and thank you so much. He's throwing anyone under the bus he can to try to keep viewers from looking at him. Yep. But these people are, you know, experts in body language. They're supposed to be anyways. And I mean, even though I was disappointed in their first reading on Dawn and Candace. But since then, you know, so much has happened. And, you know, as far as Dawn's been on tons of YouTube channels and stuff, and they're able to hopefully have seen those other, you know, all their shenanigans on YouTube. Maybe things have changed, and maybe they're now, because they said they didn't have a very good baseline of them, so maybe now it will be a more accurate come from a more accurate viewpoint. We just have to, I mean, I guess there's other experts who have analyzed them, and none of them that I've seen feel like Dawn and Candace are innocent. Yeah, if he has money in the bank, why does his house look like that? The damn dog trail wasn't even said about for a month into the investigation, and TBI said nothing about it. Exactly. Nobody mentioned this dog trail. Like, when it came up, it was another thing that was mentioned halfway, you know, a month or two after the investigation. Just like, you know, Grandma being at the swimming that day wasn't even mentioned at first. I remember when that was first mentioned, everybody's like, you know, now Grandma was there? Just like this scream that wasn't mentioned until at least a month after. I think it was even 2 months after, but that would be definitely something that would be mentioned, like a scream. If you're wanting to, especially if you're wanting to prove this abductor theory, why wasn't the scream thing mentioned? Why does that just happen to be mentioned like a month or two after? Is it to try to help Dawn and Candace, you know, look better, or did it really happen? I mean, that would have been something that was definitely, I want to know if that was reported immediately. I want to know, how soon was that scream mentioned? Hopefully, if we find out someday all these questions we have. Keep in mind how Chris McDonough kind of blew it with Shedgate. After that, the Wells were uncooperative. They just want to keep him talking, I'm sure. What do you mean by blew it with Shedgate? Just by not going and checking the shed? I don't know. Maybe Chris was just trying to not freak Candace out. He wanted to, yeah, like you said, they just wanted to keep him talking. So maybe that's why he didn't push that. Yeah, he's probably afraid they can read his hand movements and stuff. Greg Cooper is friends with Chris McDonough and was on. Wait, is Greg Cooper one of these guys? Greg Cooper. I don't know. Is one of these guys Greg Cooper? I'm trying to remember who Greg Cooper is. I do remember the name. He's one of these 4 guys? So Dawn's sitting here trashing Chris McDonough, but one of these 4 guys is Greg Cooper? Oh, okay. I hope so much they are honest and point out his deceptions. It will be a ray of sunshine. Yeah. I bet Chris was right. We all get that strange feeling when someone's watching us. I like Chris, by the way. I just felt too much what was made about Candace not really happy about him wanting to see the little shed. I thought it was weird, to be honest. That's just my opinion, though. I thought it was weird that Candace was weird about him looking in the shed. Yeah, I was thinking that. I think he's another bald dude, isn't he? Yeah. I know, he's another bald guy. But he was trying to see that one shed, though. And she was like not wanting him to go in it. So you thought maybe that if he saw the one shed, then he might be asking to look in the other shed? Greg Cooper works at the Cold Case Foundation, former FBI. But McDonough and guys from the behavior panel have been on Dr. Phil, if I recall. So I feel like it's a good chance they know of each other at the least. They say that Dawn was the one that contacted them. So okay, so that I can understand that, why you might get that connection. If they were trying to keep him away, Chris McDonough away from the other shed, which I can't even think what other shed it is, but I've heard that there are several sheds. Then I can see why they wouldn't have let him look in the other, the one shed, because then maybe it would have been like, oh, let's go check out this other shed, this other one, Yeah, he's a bald dude. I think I know who he is. Let me see. That's him? That's not who I'm... Well, you got it from the Cold Case Foundation, so... I don't think that's who I was thinking. It's just who... Or you guys can't see him. Here. That doesn't look like the person I thought was Greg Cooper. He looks different there. If that... I must be thinking about somebody else, because that does not look like who I thought it was. You think Cher knows? They're all behavioral experts. They all talk with each other, meaning cold case, FBI, and behavioral panel. Oh, okay. So Greg Cooper is a behavior expert. Yeah, because I remember he would have Greg, that one guy, but I don't think it looked like... He looks different in this picture. He's much younger in this picture. Okay. Greg and Scott were keeping their cards close to their chest, or close to the vest. Greg Hartley. Okay. Chris and others may know so much more that's going on that they can't tell us. They are professionals, yeah? He looks like he could be Casey's older brother. Oh. Cher's inside source is a liar. Yep. She'll tell you. You're fine, Jemai. I mean, it's cool.
What usually solves problems is what else? What else do you know that you haven't said to anybody? Or what else do you know that we haven't heard?
Yeah.
Such as...
We don't know. I mean, that's the whole point. It might be that one piece that somebody can put. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a part you haven't said that you've told me a couple of things on the phone?
Yeah.
You've said a couple of things, maybe some things you haven't said to somebody else that you've told me. So think of the things the reasons you think she might be missing or what may have happened.
Okay. Well, okay. I don't want to make my stepsisters mad or anything like that. I want them to just leave me the hell alone. But, so they said they never knew Summer on YouTube. They never knew anything about Summer. And so the day that this happened, the very next day they called TBI and said, we know what happened to her. Her daddy did this to her and her daddy did that to her. And then he probably got caught and killed her and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. That was the first thing ever said. And then they said that both my nieces said that I did some horrific things to them for 7 years straight and told them if anything was ever said about it, I would kill them. Mm-hmm. And they let this ride the whole time for 70 some odd days before they clarified and straightened it out. These were horrific lies. So when these lies first come out, I had women calling my phone, screaming at me, did you really do this? Right. I'm like, do what? What are you talking about?
Who are they telling this to?
Me. How'd they get my numbers and other
sisters? Yeah, the stepsisters. Who are they telling this to?
I guess groups in Utah, Facebook, and doing videos on YouTube.
Have they been here, though? Have they been here where that could have happened?
No, they did this all from Utah.
Where do they get information? We didn't have any information, or they're just saying whatever?
They're making up some horrific lies about me. So I barely know my nieces.
But have you been around? When they're saying these things happened, were you around in that time?
No.
So they weren't there. Have they been to the house?
No, they never. No.
Have you been to their house?
I barely know Trish.
Yeah.
I barely know her, and I do know Amanda a little bit. But
have you been to their house?
No, I've never been to their house.
Have you been anywhere with them?
I've seen them at my dad's house.
Okay, for how long period of
time? I don't know. Not long. I don't know them that well. They were little kids.
You got along with them though?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but when they were little kids, you knew them. That's where you got to know them when they were little kids, I guess.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah.
How much interaction do you have with them?
Well, see, not much, because you got my side of the family, the Welleses, and you got the Simonsons. Mm-hmm. Those are two different entities brought together by. Okay, my stepmother is my babysitter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've known each other our whole lives, and when we were little kids, it was really good. My stepbrothers and stuff, we played together all the time. We done everything. It was good, and even with our stepsisters. But I don't know what happened when. Me and my stepsister have some issues. She wants to play innocent. That's fine, whatever. She can play innocent. But when we were younger, we be done what little kids do.
What is
Okay.
that? Some stuff we talked about on the phone.
Huh?
Some of the stuff we talked about on the phone.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, you know, little kids do stuff. You know, they do
Well, when you're a kid, you're learning,
Kids, yeah.
you're exploring. That's a whole different world. There's a whole different time. So
Right.
that's people change.
Right.
You remember?
Yeah, sorry guys, I do have this sped up because otherwise it would take forever, and also it helps with copyright stuff. But I mean, I just like it. I like to use this speed up function just because we can get through the information faster, and I think a lot of us have probably seen this. I did have it at 1.25, but I did change it to 1.5, so it's probably a little bit faster. But oh, now I forgot my comment. What I was going to say. Oh, yeah, where he says that little kids do stuff. I don't know, guys. I mean, I know that you're curious, very curious as a child. And I know it happens that sometimes kids like show each other things and whatever when they're young, but full on, I don't know. I know they weren't blood related, but she was 5 and this started when he was 12. There's a 7 years difference. He wants to say in some, on the call I was listening to that she was 7. But even then, there's still a 7 years age difference. That is weird. And a one-time thing or something happening. Usually when kids experiment, it's like something like once or twice, and it's not like actually doing sexual acts, like full-fledged sexual acts. It's like, oh, show me your thing, I'll show you mine type deal. I don't know. I didn't like that. Like putting it off as, kids do things. I didn't never do anything like that with my cousins or anything. I have heard of, people doing like, showing things or whatever, but yeah, what he did is stuff. It's not what he did is not stuff that kids do. That's not curiosity. This was something that happened for years. Over a matter of, it was from 12 to 19. So it's one thing it happening when he was 12, but it continued and so when he was 19, she was 12. 18, she was 11. 16, she was 9. That is, I'm sorry, once you start getting around 13, 14-ish, 14, 15, 16, you know that it's not right to be messing with somebody who is 7, 8, 9. It's not like it happened once when he was 12. Then it would be something different to me. I don't know. Yeah, if it was a one-time thing when he was 12, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. I don't know. But this continued. Because 12 is pretty young. And he was definitely a child at 12. But it continued, and sometimes the parents are in the next room. Happened to me. Yeah, the parents were complicit, and it's so sad. He even says in this interview that the dad says that they're talks bad about the stepsisters and says that they're I don't know. He gets to it, and he says that he thinks that the sisters are like troublemakers and stuff like that. It's if the parents would have done something, I don't. Once at 12, with a very delayed emotional intelligence level, I'm sure that he had and poor guidance. I could see that as a mistake, but eventually nature overrides nurture. Yeah. So when he says, "Oh, I was a kid too," in this call, yeah, at 12, I could see like you were a kid. Okay, if you never did it again after 12, and you learned that was not a good thing. I don't think if somebody does something when they're 12 like that, I don't think that automatically means you're like a sexual predator. But if it continues and it doesn't stop, yeah. The dad has dementia right now, though. Anything Don's dad is stating is absolute rubbish. Yeah, that's true. Parents probably didn't want to get bothered with the kids. They let them do what they wanted when they wanted. And then and Don was his only son, right? Or not only son. Well, Don was actually his real son because you remember Don's dad remarried and was and the step kids were, not his real kids. So he was sticking up for his son, but in that instance, that's just something obviously should have been done. It's just really too bad. That's how this stuff continues, and why we see so much generational like neglect and essay and bad behaviors. And these guys got together and said, "Biatch, you speak, I speak, and we both are gone for life." Jose, this guy's one more that makes my heart stop. Something very, very wrong there. These guys. Is that supposed to say biatch? Or is this to say, but I think I reread that. Oh, well, I love her. You guys should, and she got above 1,000 subscribers too. She got over 1,000 subscribers in a week. That's great. We'll take her. It will take YouTube a few days to catch up and monetize her, but yeah, she deserves it. She's funny and passionate. Most kids hitting puberty are attracted to older actors and actresses on TV. It's not normal to touch a kindergartner. I'd have called in help. Yeah, I'd worry if my 12-year-old son was. If I found out that, I would worry that it would turn into some kind of habit, or I would worry that he was interested in younger, I don't know though. I probably would worry, but that doesn't necessarily, gosh, it's a tough subject to speak on, and I'm afraid to say the wrong thing, and because I don't even know how I would react. But I do know that if it was just that one-time thing, and when he was 12, or just happened when he was 12, maybe even just a couple times or something, I would feel way differently, I think. Yeah, I know. I was trying to find more joke things I couldn't. If you mods can find any other, I looked and I was trying to find some other. These people have to write these scripts or whatever for Nightbot to be able to. So yeah, so you see why this one's wrong, and it says adcom. It's supposed to be the person's name right there. So somehow I had to figure out how getting that fixed. Oh, that's not nice. Talking about Nightbot like that. It's sad Jeannie went to press charges and the parents got it all swept under the rug. Yep. Give me Candace. Yeah, he knew it was wrong. He even admits to knowing it wasn't right. Didn't he? I'm pretty sure that I remember him saying that he knew it wasn't right, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. My kids are 11, 15, and 20. My kids knew that that was wrong by 8 or 9. Maybe if they had delays, I don't know. But then kids only know what they're taught. Yep. As they get older, though, they definitely know. Yes. Like, didn't he have any girlfriends his age or anything? I had a Farrah Fawcett, where was that comment? Poster since I was in junior high. Ziggy cool. No. But it was funny because Hakuna asked if Dawn is lying and it said no. That's why I kept flashing that on the screen. I thought that was hilarious. 8-Ball, are you ready to meet your demise? No. Too bad. Oh, gosh. Dawn said he knew it wasn't right. Drunk Dawn blames his stepsister. Yeah. Talk about a conflict of interest. The sheriff should recuse himself from this whole... Yes, if he is related to him, that is a conflict of interest. Guess we better hurry and finish this. It's getting to be 2.5 hours. Or it is 2.5 hours.
1 Corinthians is when I was a child, I thought as a child and I understood things as a child. Now that I'm a man, I understand.
Right.
The whole.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that.
Right.
But did you love them? Was there love in that family?
There was, when we were younger and stuff. And then, as we grow older, it seems like everybody started growing apart. A lot of hate. I don't know.
When we were around the nieces, when we were around them, that they would even have a chance to say any of that. How old were they?
How old was
The nieces.
the nieces? When I was, with them, I want you to understand that they've already clarified that I've never done any of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I've never done any of this stuff. So they've already said that on YouTube.
Right.
They made it clear finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I did know, Trish, she was probably, I don't know how old she was at that time. She was just,
little
I
teenager.
don't know.
Is this during any time when you were having trouble with law or drugs? Or?
Well, I was pretty much raised in the county jails all my teenage years. I don't know why. When my parents divorced, I had my family was good when my parents were together, but when they divorced, my dad, married my babysitter, and my mother married some dude from Kentucky, and both, in my opinion, I know my stepmom tries to love me now. Yeah. I feel she's been good to me. She's trying to be a Christian now, but before they didn't want me around.
Well, when you were little, and let's get back to that for a second, and because you and I talked about a few things on the phone. What was that relationship like back when you were kids, though? This is the same people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What relationship's that?
Your relationship with your stepsisters.
And when we were little, it was good and everything, and I don't know. But like I say, me and my brother Randy, we've done a lot of stuff together. We built skating rinks, everything.
I had the stepsisters though.
As far as they were good when we were younger.
Yeah.
But as we got older, things started changing. I don't know. I just feel like they didn't really want me in the picture.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything that happened when you were little that made them? Was that stuff that we talked about on the phone? Was that maybe happened and that's why they split up? Well, is there anything else you want to clear up during this?
At all?
Yeah, anything at all
I can think of.
So as we go through this, we can say, do you know where Summer is? Do you know where Summer is?
Oh no. I wish
Do you have any earthly idea what happened to her?
No. I wished I did.
Do you think Candace had anything to do with it?
No,
And what about this? And you think what might have happened to her was what?
she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Who in your life would you, if I asked you who in your life might have done it, what would you say?
I'm thinking one of the meth heads down the road that come in there filtering in at certain points in time looking for it. I don't know. I don't know if my stepsisters in McDonough could have possibly caused something like this, because that's another theory I have. Back to my stepsisters. They said they never knew that we had a daughter. And when they found out that she was gone, they all of a sudden freaked out and like, oh, we know what happened, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And they called TBI the very next day, and they put all the focus on me. TBI was asking me about all this crazy stuff. And
Yeah, do that for sure.
yeah. So they took the focus off the real perpetrators right there. And and the way everything played out on YouTube and the whole 9 yards with Chris McDonough, knowing they're full well lying. You can't believe that stuff. I know Chris McDonough don't believe it, but he played like he did.
Right. So you've got some past. You said recently you've had some drug and alcohol things. Maybe who in your life would you think is less than above board that you deal with?
Who in life has been above board?
Yeah, who's less than above board? If I was saying,
No, not nobody that I know of except for our neighbors and stuff. I mean, the meth heads and stuff like that, and whatever like that. I mean, we're trying to fly right, and we're trying to do the.
I get it, man. Life is. I would say life is a challenge between being this and what is underneath.
Okay, and let me back up for a minute with the stepsisters. They said they never knew we had a daughter. 2.5, 3 years ago, I called my dad, and they were there, and they were bragging. They was asking about Summer, and I was like, yeah, and so they said they named one of theirs Winter. So they knew. They lied when they said they didn't know.
Why would they do that?
Why would they? That's a good question. Very good question.
When was the last time you talked to your stepsisters?
That one time when they was at my dad's house.
Have you had any drama with them?
No, haven't had no drama. Haven't talked to them, but I know that Trish and Amanda has been spreading these lies about me for years, all my younger years and everything. These horrific lies they've been spreading all this time.
What were they?
Well, Trish and Amanda first come out saying that I raped them for 7 years, and I told them that if they told anybody, I would kill them. So they've been telling everybody these lies for all these years. Plus, I molested my first set of kids, and I can't remember what else. So they've been telling people all these lies for all these years.
So I have to ask you a few questions. Did you rape your sister?
No.
Did you rape your niece?
No.
Did you molest your first set of children?
No.
Did you threaten to kill
I
them?
can give you my kids' number, and we can talk when this is done.
Sure.
And we'll talk to them.
Did you threaten to kill them?
No. And they already admitted on tape that it was all BS already, Trish and Amanda both, and Jeannie.
Yeah, if you had any involvement, you can talk
All
about
on
this.
tape. I feel like this whole thing, my stepsisters could be behind this with these horrific lies and everything else. And maybe they believe my daughter was in danger. Maybe they actually believe this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I wish I did.
So you're saying they may have her, keeping her safe. What do you believe?
I don't know. This is just one of the theories that I have. And the way that everything played out with Chris McDonough, YouTube, Facebook, all these people attacking us, making us the guilty party. Trish ran with that lie for 70 days before she made it right.
They're not making you the guilty party. You're making yourself the guilty party, or you made yourself the guilty party. Because you are involved somehow, allegedly. Like, all he can talk about is other people's, or throw other people under the bus. I mean, maybe Candace is hiding from Summer from Dawn. That would be crazy, but I mean, I hope it is true, because then Summer would be alive. I wonder if they have to pay CPS for supporting their children. Like in California, the parents are charged. Oh, wow. He has been front and center in all of the drama and shenanigans and how do you say that word? Perpetuated it more than anyone else that then plays a victim. Yep. But they do have to pay child support. Probably. Thank God for Sam. He exposed the reality of what was going on that property. Chris was forthright with them, and they allowed him on the property to interview and film 2 dopes. I think what they have said in interviews is they have never met or really knew Summer. They knew of her, but didn't meet her. Yeah, I think that's what was said also. If all he does is work, so he says, how does he know all the meth heads down the road? Because, right? I mean, I get what you're saying, but because he's a meth head himself, probably. I mean, I thought it was hilarious when he said he had to Google how people act on meth. I was like, wow, you are so full of shit. Back on him and not Summer. Yep, Chris McDonough had his number right away. Yep, Chris McDonough and the stepsisters didn't come out until a month after Summer was gone. Just because they have physical, circumstantial, and DNA evidence doesn't mean I did it. What did you ask, A. Paul? What do you think about Mrs. McDoodle? All signs point to yes. I just don't think they're smart enough to fool police by their count of that day. How to check it out. Yeah, I think, well, let's hope it's true that law enforcement knows what are onto them. Let's hope that, but maybe they just don't have the evidence they need to convict them yet. I don't know.
Plenty of time to get out of the area or whatever with my daughter.
Did Candace have baggage or drama with your sisters?
Never. Don't even know.
Okay.
And they don't know us. They've never contacted us. Didn't get to know us. Don't know what we're about or anything else. And why they would spread these kind of lies about me all these years and get my side of the family hating me, even my own father not wanting to be around me and stuff. Why?
What's he saying?
They don't believe him at all. At least they don't want to be around them because he's afraid they're going to do something to him.
Yeah.
Does he talk to you?
Yeah, he talks to me.
What does he think is going on?
He thinks they're conniving, no good, lying, little, you know what.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
also, you can go back. You know, when I had my first set of kids when I was in Utah, they called my POs on me constantly. They called the cops on me constantly. Called the damn welfare on me constantly. We never had a chance.
Yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry dealing with that.
yeah, it sucks.
Anything else you want to add?
Just the history of that kind of abuse, of them calling everybody on me and everything else. Is it possible that everybody's behind my Summer being gone? I think it is.
It's a hell of a lot of stress, man.
I mean, when you got Chris McDonough coming in the picture saying, well, I'm 3,000 miles away, blah, blah, blah. But he shows up out of the blue and believes all these lies, straight lies that Hunter and Allie's telling him. Really? Wow.
That's a lot of stress, man. It's
Yeah.
in the middle of some of the worst drama you can have in your life. All that stress. I'm sorry you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So
I
let's,
appreciate you coming.
yeah, no, we really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
So let's say if somebody says, I think I saw her. I think I've got an idea what happened. Who should they contact and talk to? Can give them information?
Yeah, how do they pass on information?
1-800-TBI-FIND.
1-800-TBI-FIND?
Yeah.
Any other the web pages or anything else behind that?
I think there's some out there, but I'd go with the 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put a good picture.
Yeah,
Whichever
Okay, I
picture you want.
appreciate that. I think Wednesday, Mark, what's his name? Walsh.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's got
John
something. John Walsh.
Yeah. He's a good
Wednesday.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
So
he does good work.
He's going to have something for Summer Wednesday.
Good.
Okay, wonderful.
Cool. Yeah.
What about, so David getting married, the preacher?
No, David Dawson got married.
He's the one that converted to Baptist.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm
that
saying
girl.
is Dave Dotson, not Dave Dotson, Dave, the other
David's a
Dave.
pastor. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because we want to get him for that, his flute part.
No, that's Dave Dodson, the flute guy, right?
Okay, I'm confused.
Oh, yeah. Dave Dawson's the flute guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he's the one you're a little suspicious of?
That's right.
You're a little suspicious of him?
Well, I mean, it's the way that he appeared on scene. Summer got gone, and then he started taking our boys, to help us, and he'd be at our house trying to help us out and everything. And then he got with that girl, and now he's.
So he just showed up that day.
Well, not that day. He got to know Summer a little bit. I guess when they was out with Robin or whatever.
Mhm.
See, I don't know because I was always at work.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely check into
Are
that.
there any pictures of him with her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, those would be nice to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send them to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was he, when he showed up, what was he saying? Was he like wanting to know how the investigation was going and all that, or what was he saying?
That's a good question. He just wanted to help out. It was like his mission from, I don't know if David sent him or not, the other David, but he was there. He brought us pizza.
We're almost done with this, but didn't they call him, David Dotson, to come out there? He didn't just show up, right? So why is Dawn acting like, oh, so suspicious? Like, they called him out there, right? He admitted to his own mistakes, such as the underage drinking and smoking, to try and give information to help. Hunter had natural love feelings for Summer. Dawn and Candace would never understand those thoughts. My guess is that whatever they're doing on TBS side is to avoid another Casey Anthony verdict. That, yeah, we don't want that. We want them, convicted. If they did it. Which I feel they did. But this interview is going to make or break their room. Depends what their findings are. This interview is going to make or break him. This interview is going to make or break him. Or break their... I don't know. I know. I need a mama. If you can tell me where to find, the script thing to put in so that it would do the mama jokes. I think they know some real dirtbags, and one of them got her. Yeah. I mean, as far as I agree with that they hang out with dirtbags, even though they try to act like, oh, we just hang out with some good church folk. Your home can be small, but it can be maintained if you want your children to take pride in their home and life, not embarrassed to have friends that were just drunks and, yeah.
And what Robin was too, he said was trying to help out. There for a long time, the police wouldn't even let him on their property, and they wouldn't let nobody on the property. And the roadblock.
When was the last time you saw that guy?
It's been a while.
He hadn't called or anything anymore?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
She has.
I'd be interested in knowing. Like I said, I love to see pictures of him.
Right.
Yeah. You just got to be really careful.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody earlier. I've lived in a lot of places all over the country, following construction and stuff like that. And I noticed when things go down in a lot of places, there's not going to be no drug activity. There's not going to be. Everything's going to be shut down until they get what they want.
Right.
But here in Tennessee, it's just another day. I thought.
Why do you think that?
Well, because the drug activity and everything still goes on. Everything. Right. Some places I've lived, they're going to shut them down, and ain't nothing happening until they get the answers they want, and then they might let them, let them have their so-called life back or whatever.
Right.
But here in Tennessee, it hasn't changed the drug activity. And that should be all over them, in my opinion.
Right.
That's what I want to go.
What kind of stuff was he? Was he giving her gifts and stuff, Dave?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I mean, he was just swinging her around a little bit and got to know her. I mean, I don't believe he's anything, but
it's worth a look.
Right. Picking her up and stuff, you mean?
Swinging her around and stuff like that.
Yeah. Look, anybody that close to you is worth a look.
For sure. What else was he doing to make you feel weird about him like that when he's picking her up?
Everybody else brought it to my attention that they feel funny about him. And I was like, well, who else? I don't know.
Other people that you said did bring it to your
like people on Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not somebody close to you.
Right.
Not somebody close to you.
Yeah.
The boys felt all right with him?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we let them take them to the golf and everything, and they took pictures, and everybody commented, like Facebook, tore that apart. And so,
but you do feel iffy about him. You're just not sure.
I don't think you would, but it's worth a look, like you said.
Right. Just anybody close to you,
just
for
be
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Anything else you just want to tell us that you have forgotten, or what else is the most powerful thing that often we forget? Hey, there's this little thing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to beat you up to get information. I'm just really trying to. No reason to beat yourself up.
The two main theories that I have is my stepsisters and their side of the family causing with these horrific lies. Would that cause somebody to act to save my daughter? Right. I believe it would.
Right. And you don't have any kind of internet traffic or anything that would make people think that you've done anything?
Well, now Candace did put a lot of stuff on TikTok, and that's a possibility that she was targeted off of TikTok.
Okay. Don, we really appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all very much.
I really do. I'm sorry I got off.
Oops, my bad. What are you guys at? You guys are having too much fun with April. I don't even think she was all that stressed over it. Don blew his gasket over it. I was just saying while I was muted that he's willing to throw anybody under the bus that isn't himself. He was not taking any type of accountability. You know, his two main theories being Allie or the stepsisters. It's just crazy. It's insane. And those theories didn't even come about until, you know, I mean, did he think that the stepsister, no, I don't know, guys. I just think it's silly. Silly accusations. Oh no, hopefully this answer comes out correct. Oh, you guys did it at the same time, so it's only supposed to do one every 5 seconds, so it might not. He said the one at the bottom of the property was suspect. Chris picked up bad vibe, he said, before he went on the property. No, I'm not kicking me out. Yeah, what happened to Mexico and the traffickers? So here's this picture of. So you guys saw the video Dawn posted a video on his Facebook, the one that's just Dawn Wells. If you want to look it up, we played it yesterday. I'm not going to play it today, but all it is like some girl and some lady sitting by this. Okay, so there's this lady sitting by the swing area, and then there's this little girl swinging on the swing. And then Dawn is, you know, he's filming that, the girl swinging. You see the lady sitting there. And then you see, you know, him just showing the property and stuff. And here's a still shot. Let me see. Okay, you guys can see it. Of the video and then the comments. Patricia says, very sad. Very, very sad. Such silence. I'm not sure I could let another child swing there. Just breaks my heart. Can't imagine what it's doing to yours. Praying for summer. And then this Dale Terry is the one that says, this is my granddaughter. She says she feels freedom here. I only wish and pray others will see children are loved and cared for here. Wow. Okay. So that's your guys' answer. Who that is in that video. This person came out themselves and said it themselves that they're the person in the video, and it was their granddaughter that was on the swing. I don't know how they know this person, except there is pictures on this person's Facebook of her getting baptized at a church. Well, this is from 2014, though, the picture, so I don't know how they know this person, because the picture I saw of her at a church is from 2014, so I thought maybe it's from church, but I do know it says on their Facebook they have 8 kids, but yeah, it's kind of crazy to say that, oh, I just wish that others would see that children are loved and cared for here. Okay. Right, and that's why there are children there now, because it's safe there. Traffickers could barely afford all the drugs needed to keep Dawn Wells alive. Poor Cinderella is his evil stepsister trying to steal his glass piper. He's reaching out to everyone, JC. Why would a guilty person do that? Wait, what? What did JC say? Who's JC? I don't know. I don't see the comment by a JC. Maybe there's. So I'm guessing, Dee Dee, you don't believe that Dawn's guilty? I mean, I feel like he reached out to, the interview, or not the interview room, these guys from the behavioral panel, here's their link again, and it's in the description of this video also, did a previous video on Dawn and Candace from their first interview together, which first and only interview together, right? And they were very easy on Dawn and Candace, actually, but they did say that they didn't have baselines on them. So that's probably why he contacted them, to try to make, in hopes that they would, once again, be easy on him and maybe help some of the accusations go away. He's a POS, but I don't think he did anything. Do you think Candace did anything? Or do you believe she was abducted? I just can't see how it's possible she could be abducted, though. That area where they're at is in the video. Don just posted a video on his Facebook, and that one I was just talking about. And there is no way somebody could get up there and out of there in 2 minutes. Like, get up there, just go straight to the basement where Summer was, grab her, and just go. There is no way. I mean, of course, I'm sure Candace is exaggerating by the 2 minutes. She wanted to seem like she was a good mom who had her eyes on Summer and went to check on her 2 minutes later. But even then, yeah, it's just, she's a POS too. I just can't see them two fooling everyone. Oh, well, she's not fooling. They're not fooling us. They're not fooling us. Why is the pinned message retracted? What was it? What was it? When I was watching on my phone. Oh, I'm not sure. Like when I'm watching from my phone, and I have it, if I'm on a different screen on my computer, then I watch the comments from my phone, and I'll pin comments. So I'm not sure. Maybe she just decided to delete the comment. Maybe it didn't come out how she wanted it to. What's up with the story from Grandma's friend that Candace took Summer out in the truck after? Yeah. That was crazy too. Where Grandma supposedly said to this, yeah, Molly, I believe that. I believe that they sold her. I do. I believe they sold her. That's my opinion. I didn't think that at first. I thought there was an accident they covered. I thought that sounded like the most logical thing, that there was an accident. They covered the accident. And, and then it just got too out of control that they couldn't back up their story, or they couldn't go back and change their story, But now the more over time, I just thought, I truly believe they thought nobody would care about Summer because they had experience in the area because of Rose, what happened to Rose. And there wasn't any type of major, there was like a news story and that's it. There wasn't very much, it didn't get much attention. So they thought, oh, nobody's going to care about Summer. Nobody found out about what happened to Rose, so we could get away with this. I truly believe just because of their, they're not wealthy and they're country people. And I just truly believe they felt that nobody would care. But this story about, that Critical K interview that she did with a lady that claimed to be speaking to Candace. I don't know if that lady. After listening at first, I was like, "Wow, it's crazy," and it also did not go along with my theory about what happened. But then I thought, man, when I heard Sherry Mullaney, which is Allie's mom's voice, and I compared it, it was like, that just sounds like Sherry to me. And it just made me feel like they were just trying to make Candace look bad, because they, for some reason, are really, that's the same thing Allie and them were doing. They were throwing Candace under a bus, but really kind of sticking up for Dawn a little bit. But yeah, in that call, it was stated that that Grandma supposedly said that she never saw Summer again after she left that, got all the truck after the hospital. She said, and then she said also she heard Candace on the phone asking if she should take Summer to the hospital with Dawn, and they meet that Summer never got out of the truck, and there was no knee brace fixing, nothing. I mean, I believe that could be totally true, that there was no brace thing going on, because that would have been done at the hospital. Yeah, they were sticking up for him. And then in that call with that supposed person that made friends with Grandma Candace, she was kind of also throwing Candace on their bus and kind of just didn't talk much about Dawn. Yeah, I mean, if it's true that the neighbor saw some type of red vehicle go up the driveway and heard this scream, then maybe somebody did pick up Summer from the house. You just slapped yourself. I don't know what the Kappa Ross is. See, that doesn't work. I guess I'm going to have to, edit these. Miss Doodle Detective just slapped Levin with a plunger. What is the Kappa Ross at the end? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Ziggy's. Oh, so you can put who you're going to slap? Sadly, I'm sure Dr. Phil would gladly let him come on and bring attention to the case, but they never even tried. Probably because he would do a lie detector test, want to do a lie detector test, and I don't think they're wanting to do that. But guys, I'm going to get going. My boyfriend's walking in the door, and I'm going to turn off the camera, so I will talk to you guys soon. Wait. All right, see you guys.